All right. Welcome to Straturday Night. Johnny Bean. As you can see, Johnny Bean is on the road. He will be back soon. But we're here to keep company until he gets back. I'm Robbie Stiggle in Norman, Oklahoma. There's Johnny Bean on his way to the mountain. There's Mr. 40 Grit there.
I am present.
And we have Ron Gunner down here in a nicely lit basement.
Better lit, not nicely, but better. Thank you.
Better. That's cool. And, hey, Straturday Night Live. Here we are. Thank you to all the members for being here. We've got our Facebook friends, which I'm sure Johnny will turn on when he can. And thank you for the all the people, the executive producers. I cannot name at this time, but I'm sure Johnny will when he gets back too. And thank you all for being here. And hopefully we'll keep you nice and entertained. Here, Johnny Bean.
Thank you, Robbie.
That's right. Rock on. So what's up, Mr. Grit? You look like you've got something to say.
No, I'm just reading the chat. Wanted to say, hey, everybody. Hello, Alice. Alice is in the house. Janice is here as always. Sky Props here. Alice, let's see. Ryan Fraley's here. Yeah, Mike Olson's in the house.
Mike Olson. I saw MPN out there.
Yeah, MPN's here. Louis Villarreal's here as always. Looks like Ron had some statements prior to getting started. So, hey, everybody, thanks for coming. Johnny is on his way back. He's got a bunch of stuff to talk about. So once he gets back, I'm sure that Johnny will have plenty to go over. So what I'll do is I'll keep an eye on the chat. You guys want to talk about anything? I put an opening statement in here tonight asking what you guys, what your favorite humbucker is. I'm just curious to see what some of the comments are. So looks like we got some guitar guys in the house. Just curious as to what your go-to humbucker, trembucker is. And then maybe we can start there and get some guitar talk going. So Ron Gunner, what's your favorite humbucker?
Hey, how you doing, Alice? Right now, I mean, as the years go by, they've changed. And right now, I would have to say probably the Black Winter from Seymour Duncan. I have it in probably 3 guitars now. It's supposed to have that Swedish type metal sound to it, but I put it in. I got it in. I got it in that Solar. I got it in a Jackson, and I have it in one of the other ones too. That's down here, and it obviously the different wood types make it sound a little bit different, but it's still, everybody's like, oh, you won't like that. It's a real high pitched pickup, and it's not. At least not going through the Ingles and the Mesa Boogie. It's not, but I love it. I mean, that's why I only bought one initially, and then after I heard it, I was like, well, hell, I'll just get a couple more. So that's probably my favorite one right now.
That's interesting. I traded a guy for a guitar a while back, and he owned a guitar shop, and I had a Black Winter in it. And I told him just go ahead and keep the pickup because I was going to replacing it with the Sir SSH Plus, which is what Ryan Fraley just commented on. The Sir SSH Plus that I played was really good. So let me ask you a question, Ryan. Was that because you heard about it from the show here? Because I talk about that pickup a lot. Or is it just something that you've been using for a while? Just go ahead and comment, and I'll come back to you. But Robbie, what's your favorite? You like that custom 78, right? The Duncan.
All the way, man, all the way. Every guitar I have has one of those, except for the Bill Isaacson guitar. At least what's
in that?
That's got just the Alico 2 production line pickup, so it doesn't have staggered windings. And I don't believe it's wound with the 24 gauge either. But it's a really good sound for what I play through. When I go through the tube amps, so the lower output is perfect for what I do.
Now, what does that read? What does that read what does it measure?
Oh, the 78 is about 9.1 to 9.2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good mid. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. MPN says he likes his DiMarzio Evolution. The DiMarzio Evolution is the Steve Vai pickup. So I think they have. I'm pretty sure the Evolution that I've always been familiar with was the neck pickup that Charvel was known for, putting the DiMarzio Evolution inside the Charvel San Dimas, or the Charvel SoCals and the San Dimases back in the not too long ago. But yeah, those are great pickups as well. Waiting for Ryan. Oh, Ryan, I played a Strandberg at Eddie's Guitars in St. Louis. Didn't know it was a SSH Plus until after the fact. It was before Robbie mentioned it on the podcast. So, I didn't know you were a fan of the SSH Plus, Robbie. You are?
No, actually not. But
Gunner Man, custom 5, Duncan custom 5. My favorite, one of my definitely in my top 5. The Duncan custom 5 is that's an Alnico 5, so it's similar to the Duncan custom, just swapped out with an Alnico 5 magnet. So yeah, definitely in my top 3. Those are great pickups. Duncan makes good pickups. They're hard to.
You'll never see it. I had the Pegasus. I also like that one.
The Pegasus.
Green guitar on a virtual background don't work very well. But yeah, no, cool. I like the sound of the Pegasus too. So
Ed Dana says his favorite humbucker is a single coil. That's not a bad answer at all. Let's see what else. Yeah, I would say that my number 1 is probably the SSH Plus, and I'll go with the RTM, the Warren D Martini, which is just a overpowered JB, and then I would probably say my number 3 is the Custom 5, which is a fantastic pickup. After that, it gets kind of muddy, but I've got a lot of favorite pickups. And any new guitars this week for anybody? Robbie, anything new?
No, nothing on the guitar front for me. Just working on that Lynch JK body guitar. It's coming along nicely, reshaping it, getting rid of the chubbiness, the fatness.
When's that going out for paint?
Probably not too long. I'm going to have to get the money to send it for paint too. So, right now I have 12 days away from paying for the gong. So that's my number 1. Hello, Dwight Bailey. Hitman, Dwight Bailey in the house.
What's the Jana said that hers is the DiMarzio IBZ. I don't know, in my Dean Vendetta XMT and whatever the other one is. So what's the DiMarzio IBZ? I'm curious. I don't know what that is. What's up, Dwight Bailey? How you doing, man? Welcome in. If you don't know, if you've just joined, Johnny's on his way back from doing some stuff today. He's got some cool stories to talk about. Once he arrives, you can see he's driving home right now. So we're going to keep everything running until he gets plugged back in. 12 more days to what, Skyprop? Just 12 more days to what? Oh, until the gong?
Yeah, that 12 more days until I have enough money to pay Portsmouth Drum for the 38-inch symphonic paste.
Oh, that's cool, man.
It's been tough. I've really I cut back everything all the way you could possibly cut. I'm going to do it. 12 more days. I'm going to do it because I won't have this chance again. I'm telling you, if I have to get a hip replacement, I'll never be able to buy anything again. So this might be my last hurrah. And I've come so close before. I want to do that. As you can see, Johnny's in the mountains. Look at that rustic scenery behind him. What do you think? Should I give some bluegrass rambling to go with that?
Go for it.
I'll give you a little bit. A little bit here.
Give him the dueling banjos thing.
Well, I don't know about that, but I'll do my own thing. I'll be like, let's see. So I started off. Look at him go. Right through those mountains, Johnny. Woo-hoo. Looking out for that horses. Woo-hoo.
I just hope no one stops in front of him while he's watching the screen.
Woo-hoo.
Hi, Peggy.
Go Johnny. Go Johnny.
Uh-oh, he's froze.
Get
Oh,
through those mountains. Johnny the mountain man. I'll do what I can.
Grizzly Bean.
Woo-hoo. Hey.
Uh-oh, Robbie's froze.
Oh, Robbie froze out. Hey, Peggy, how you doing?
Frozen. Johnny froze out. He's
That's
in the
what I was
mountains. So he ain't going to have good reception.
If he loses his signal, is that going to shut everything off?
No, we're good. Once we started on StreamYard, we're good.
Okay.
Damon B, 40 grit. What's the best playing guitar on your wall? Huh. I don't know. I think if somebody came in and said right now, hey, you're going to a gig, grab one guitar, I would grab. I've grabbed my green Charvel, Duncan RTM, Super. It's the boat neck. This is a Warmoth boat neck. So if you're familiar with that, it is a V. Very comfortable. It's an all-night guitar. So if you've ever gigged before, you guys know what an all-night guitar is. Instead of having to go to, when I was gigging, when I was living in Temecula, I would take 7 guitars just because I wanted it to look cool and have a bunch of guitars lined up. But if I were to do it now, I would probably go with one guitar, and this would probably be the guitar that I would take. I built this one. I did not build the neck. This is a Warmoth. It's a boat neck. But yeah, this would be the guitar that I would take if I had to go right now. So this would be the one.
So, Mr. Grit,
yeah.
How could you possibly keep all those strings on all those guitars fresh?
Mike, that's a good question. My guitar is humidified to 40 to 50%. So they're not going to get yucky unless I'm playing them, but they will go dead. I've got strings in here that are dead. And you know when you hear a string if it's dead or not, it's when a string's dead. So I have a lot of guitars that well, you need a backup though. And what about alternate tunings? Yeah, those are good questions. My backup would probably be my backup would be
Your Warren D Martini.
No. Old Faithful. So this, as you can see, this is Old Faithful. This would be the one that would go with me. This would be the backup. Probably not a good choice for a backup with a single humbucker. I don't know, man. Boil them. Louis Villarreal says, yeah, you can boil them, just like Edward used to do. But yeah, that would be the backup guitar. Speaking of Warren D Martini, I guess just to keep the vibe going, check out this. So about 2 months ago, I got a phone call from Performance Guitar in Hollywood, and the gentleman that built Warren's snakeskin guitar, he's retiring, and he said, "Hey, I'm going to do one more, and do you want it?" And I said, "Yes, I do." So this is the last. I have documented that this is the last snakeskin that Performance will be doing, and it's a. I've got another one, as you can see right there, but I wanted the single coil, which I think is cool because there's 2 versions of Warren D Martini. There was the Rat, the Out of the Cellar, Invasion of Your Privacy version. And then once they started to get into the later years, Warren started using the neck pickup a lot. So, this is a cool version to have. I mean, I think it's super cool.
I like it.
So, yeah, I mean, where do you, big block, perfection. That's a cool thing about performance guitars. If you don't know anything about performance, Frank Zappa turned Dweezil onto performance. Frank Zappa turned Vi onto performance. That was the flame guitar from the Going Crazy video. That's a performance. They also have they've also got another flame guitar hanging down there in the shop. But and then just a bunch of different players. Warren got involved with them. Very small shop in Hollywood. If you're in Hollywood, I highly recommend you go by and check in and check out all the cool guitars they have there. So yeah, this is a Warren D Martini. This is the real deal Python. And in my opinion, I don't know if it gets cooler. I mean, I don't know where this ranks with regards to coolness, but in my opinion, this is probably one of the cooler ones on my wall, in my opinion. The D Martini was always a cool guitar player, right?
Hey, Chris King, my Aussie brother, man.
Chris King. He is, actually.
Yeah,
Chris King, man. Welcome, man. Akataka.
So, getting back into the chat. Chris King, thanks, man. Thanks for the compliment. Lewis, welcome in. He said hello. Yeah, so new guitar for me. This is going to be it for a while, I think. I got that Friedman, and then this will be it for a while. But, I mean, how can you turn down Robbie? I mean, look at this thing, man. Again, there's that thin.
Yeah, it's got a big flute on it, but that's because it was a, more recent.
Super thin, man. It's just crazy thin. Nice thin neck.
Good profile on it.
Yeah, nice guitar. So yeah, what's your next choice? Louis Villarreal. What's my next choice? Well, my first choice would probably always be Edward. This is real snakeskin, Chris King. This is the real deal. This is real Python. Python in the You're in Love video or Lay It Down video. That's Anaconda. That guitar is still in the Chicago Hard Rock Cafe. And then the ones that Performance did was the ones that Performance did are Python. So these are Python, real Python. Both, it's got an interesting feel. But yeah, Cooney does a great job with these. They're awesome, man. So yeah, EVH is my first choice, Lynch second, and then D Martini is my number 3. So, but D Martini's, he always had a cool factor. So, Chris King says I have pet snakes, so I know it's Python. Yeah, definitely Python. Yeah, poor snake. Yeah. Yeah, I watched a thing on Florida the other day. Have you seen the pythons in Florida?
Yes.
Yeah, they're like out of control, like eating some endangered cougars down there, and they had an 18-foot long, 250-pound, and they had it on video. I was watching this YouTube channel, and they said that they're euthanizing a lot of them as they're pulling them out because they're just out of control. So. Yeah.
There's an open hunting on them right now, year round.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That's cool.
Ed Dana has 8 Stratocasters. Wonder what years those are. Ed, type in the years. Let's hear about them.
Chris King saw Warren live with Whitesnake. That was a rarity. That was a very lucky for you to see that. The only thing I've seen with him and Whitesnake is on YouTube. And I think it was in Russia. They did a show with Warren, and so if you got to see Whitesnake with Warren, that was cool. He was actually playing this. He was actually playing his in the Whitesnake shows. I was front row. Man, that's awesome. He likes just like the iguanas out there. Do you have iguanas in Temecula? I never saw iguanas in Temecula. G Butchnoff is from my stomping grounds from when I live in Temecula. He knows where I used to gig. And have you been to the Temecula Wine and Beer Garden? Because that's where we used to play all the time. He played the sword guitar as well. Yeah, sword guitar was cool. Oh, you're talking about Florida. Okay. So, yeah. Hal Face says, honestly, I assume those were painted. Well, Charvel does have the painted version. This is the painted version of the Charvel Warren D Martini. So they're cool. The cool thing about these, they got his autograph on the back of them. Maybe if I ever go to see him, I'll take one of my performance and see if I can get him to sign the back of it. I'm not sure if he would or not, because I'm pretty sure he's still got a pretty strong endorsement with Charvel.
I bet
it's worth
he
a
would.
try, though.
I bet he would.
You think he would?
Yeah, I think he would. He's that kind of guy. At least he seems like he is.
Yeah, he's very quiet. Every time I've met him, he's very super quiet. Yeah,
Just like
G.
Robbie.
Yeah, G.
Robbie,
I played Old Town. Old Town played. Shoot, man. I mean, where else do we play?
Ed Data has a Strat Plus. That's a good one. He's got an 84 or 294s. Those are decent too. And then he's talking about Harley Benton's and early 80s PVs and a parts caster with a 70s neck and a bullet truss rod.
The bullet truss rod, the Jakey Lee truss rod. Yeah.
Well, I think the 84 and the 94 sound pretty good. Strat Plus was pretty decent too. That was a decent guitar. Unless you got the one with the swimming pool route. Nothing ever could come up good of that.
Skyprop,
yeah.
Skyprop says this is the PETA friendly version. Correct. This is the PETA friendly version. Like that it's not glossy. Yeah, it's cool. It's a flat. Yeah.
Hey, Sky, how far away are you from Pittsburgh?
Janice said 40 has no hat on night. Shall I put on a hat or shall I leave the hat off? That's a good question. Hat or no hat?
Yeah, 94. That's close to my custom shop year. That came with a one of those bridges that Floyd helped Fender design. Although the custom shops came with the one with both signatures. It said Fender and Floyd was on it. They farmed out those bridges, but they're still pretty good. It's got the LSR roller nut, locking tuners. The only thing I didn't like about that is they had it wasn't a chrome tuner. It was like a flat tuner they put on there. So I didn't think that looked too good, but that's a pretty decent guitar.
I'm only about 50 minutes away, Sky.
Do you guys live by each other?
Apparently, we're about an hour away.
Huh.
Yeah, I thought those lace senses are pretty good. You get a warm sound out of those.
Oh, Lori's here, Robbie.
There you go, Robbie.
Lori. Hey, Lori. All right. Well, thanks for coming by, Lori. Yeah, as you know, I do have a song ready for you. So I decided, well, get right to it, huh? Yeah, I'll see how we do it here. Sounds in tune. All right, here we go. Well, that star breaks and the camel's back when you got nowhere else to go to lose. When things just go off that track, no matter what you might choose. Let's kick this in. Let's kick this in as shit here. Come on, let's go. 2 and When you least expect it, someone cares, even though they don't want to let you go. And though you may not know where your confidence was that you help me when I need the most. You help me when I was toast. You help me when I needed it the most. And I can say, holy smoke. Let's get some here. Oh. So I think I'll make it through. Appreciate your help, my friend. Such a nice thing for you to do. You're my friend till the end. You helped me when I needed it the most. You helped me when I was toast. You helped me when I needed it the most. I can say, oh, let's smoke. Woo-hoo! Oh, let's do it again. Let's go. I love doing this. Holy smokes, I'm a lucky man. Holy smokes, the helping hand. Holy smokes, I'm a lucky man. Living in this promised land. Holy smokes, I'm a lucky man. Holy smokes, the helping hand. Holy smokes, I'm a lucky man. Living in promised land. Woo!
Way to go, Robbie.
Yeah, good job, man.
Thanks, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope you all enjoyed that. Thank you, Laurie. Hope you enjoyed that too. I wrote that song because, I've been having a hard time cutting back, trying to get this going, trying to get across that. Thank you, Betty. Try to get it done. And Mike Olson sent me a PayPal last night for $20. He said, go to Jersey Mike's and get this up. And I was like, oh, thank you, Mike. Thanks so much. So I went. I put $10 in the car. I knew I could probably get it with $7. I said, I'll put the 10 in, and maybe I could scrape up some change. I don't know. So thank you so much, man. Glad you guys like it. And I get to the Jersey Mike's, and there's a young couple, and they get to the door first because I have a hard time moving around. I'm just with the cane, and I'm just really hard. And, they were in front of me. They ordered it all. And I went up to talk to the guy. And said, well, I didn't see you last night. I said, yeah, I couldn't come last night. I didn't have any money to you're welcome, Laurie. You're welcome. I didn't have any money to buy the sub, but I said, my friend Mike sent me the money he said, go to Jersey Mike, go get your Jersey Mike's, Robbie, So, he makes the sub and he gets it all done. And I go up to pay for it. And the girl at the checkout looks at me and she says, sir, the couple before you paid for your sandwich, and they didn't want you to know until they left. And I was floored. I swear a tear ran down my eye. I could not believe it. Well, this time when I needed the most to try to make it through the 12 days, and dang it, we're an hour and a half away from 11 days right now. And I was just like, wow, man, that was so great. And that's what this song is inspired by, the kindness, making my heart glow. Even though they won't let you know, when you least expect it, someone cares, even though you remain unaware, you helped me when I needed it most. I can say, holy smokes. I mean, it's just a big thank you to these people that I don't even know. I don't know if they recognize the Plymouth from the shorts. I don't know if they've seen me on YouTube, or they just wanted to buy me a sandwich because they heard that maybe I'm having a hard time. And that's why. That's why I did it. And yeah, that's right, Lori. There are good people out there. And that's what the inspiration was for that song. And there's even more. Of course, you guys know me. There's always more, right? So I had to restring this guitar because it was staying tuned. And the action was coming up on her, right? The action was coming up on her. And this bridge here was raising up again, okay? It's got the bridge doctor in there. Well, I took the springs off, and the bridge doctor fell out of the guitar. And I was like, oh, my God. So I checked it all out, and the bridge doctor was fine. And I screwed it back in there because I've got the screw that holds the bridge doctor down is, covered up in the actual bridge, so you can't see it. But it was still stout. It was not spinning. So I put the bridge doctor in from inside, spinning it back in the same hole. So this hole wasn't stripped. I don't understand how it came undone. But then I tightened it up. And I thought, okay, I don't want to get it too tight. I want to be able to play the guitar. I need it for tonight, obviously. Tomorrow, every day, I put a video out with this guitar. Well, I look, and there is the smallest. If you look really closely, you can see the smallest little piece coming up right in front of the bridge there. The piece that holds this bridge doctor to give it the cantilever pressure to bring this hump down started to crack through the soundboard on the guitar. I backed it off. It's holding. It is, and it's still good. And it won't take me long to go through these strings. It'll be 2 weeks each strings. The action is playable. It might even be about where it was at before. But next time I change the strings, I'm gonna cut a piece of a poplar to go in the soundboard to fit between the webs. I'm going to use poplar because it's the wood dispersing the pressure of that one point that's pushing the cantilever and the bridge doctor. And I want to use the softwood because those Japanese craftsmen in 1977, when they made this thing, wanted light woods for better sounds. Probably lose a little bit of sound with that, but I'm going to have to do it. And I don't want to use a heavy wood because that's really going to make it sound. I don't want to sound like a Fender or something. This is 77 Alvarez. There's a reason why it sounds so good. So I'm going to go ahead with that. With next string change, probably in another 2 weeks. But I do love this guitar, and it sounds really good. And I write on it and play it every day as a video. And so that's a little backstory with that, what I had to go through to get it, just to play it right now. And it ain't easy going for 77 guitars that they didn't use laminate. It's all wood. There's no laminate on this thing. But it takes a lot of work to get it to play. And I hope to keep it playing. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yes, Michael said you are a great friend. Lori, thank you so much for coming and watching. I really wanted to sing that song for you. And thank you to everybody that enjoyed hearing it. And thank you all for coming here and wait for Johnny to get back and listen to us guys. And, just a total thank you. Rock on! All right, proceed, Mr. Grant. I know you have something to say.
Oh no, I'm listening to you, buddy.
No, we'll get Grit started here.
Cheech was yeah. Cheech asked me if I work on basses. Yeah, man. I mean, like you work on guitars, you work on basses. They're very similar. Basses, I used to always enjoy when I was working at Sir and a bass came across because I knew it was going to be an easy day. There's only so much you can do there. Not a lot of play. I mean, I guess there is playability there, but a lot more playability tweaks on a 6-string versus a 4-string or a 5-string bass. But yeah, sure. Of course, I work on. I don't do it full time. I work out of my garage. So if somebody says they have something that they like me to work on or whatever, then I'll do it. But I don't. I've got a full-time job doing other things. So.
Cheech, same here.
Whose rig is that, Ron, in your background?
That's actually
Rhodes?
what Randy. Yeah, that's what Randy
Yeah.
played.
That's what I figured.
Thank you, Janice. You know, Janice can write some lyrics too, and she wrote that Industrial Town, which Hippie wanted on Wednesdays. This coming up Wednesday, Deadhead Radio, and he said, "Send me another one," and then he sent me another message saying, "Well, it's 8 minutes long, so it's probably good by itself. So don't send another one." Because I had sent him Wild and Free, which is something I did the week before. And then he sent me back and said, "Well, I'm going to put your second one on later on in the show, so I'll go ahead and send it again." So I sent it to him again. I hadn't heard from him back yet, but Hippie's good. Hippie's good people. He likes to play like crazy stuff.
Do you guys buy stuff off OfferUp? You guys ever buy anything off OfferUp?
I haven't. No.
You guys have OfferUp back there? Where you guys live?
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, but I get a lot of stuff off Marketplace, and then I got now there's a new place around here called MacBid, and it's only in this Pittsburgh, Wheeling, or West Virginia and Ohio area, and it's all these lamps I'm getting. I'm winning them for $1. All these LED lamps.
I had some time off this week, and I had a guy posted a EVH Frankenstein pickup, and he wanted it for $160. He wanted $160 for it, and I hit him at 100, and he said, "Let's go." And I went to go meet him, and the guy never showed up, and I was like, "Are you kidding me right now? Like why would somebody say let's go and then not do it?" Or maybe I'm just getting old. That could be too. Marketplace is my number one play.
Lori, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for letting me play the song for you. You're super Smurfette. Have a great night.
I got when the PS5s were hard to buy, because I've been video nerd for years, and a guy in Canton. A guy in Canton, Ohio, had one, and he told me, got a hold of me. He said, "Sure, I'll get it. I'll sell it." And I said, "Okay, I'll come up tonight." He goes, "Oh, okay, that's good." So,
Johnny B.
I said, "All right, I'm on my way." So he gave me an address, and then he texted me back and said, "So you are on your way?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "All right, well, if you're coming all this way, it's like a 2.5-hour drive from where I'm at." He's like, "I'll go ahead and knock another $50 off." I said, "Okay." So we get up there.
Go ahead. Keep going.
We get up there, and I'm knocked at the door, and the asshole never answered. He wouldn't come to the door. So I ended up driving 5 hours for nothing.
I think I'm out on OfferUp. Johnny, thank the Lord. Thank the Lord Johnny Bean is here.
What did I miss?
You're still living in San Francisco?
You guys ready?
Yeah, let's start the show. Hey, can we start? Can you play the intro music and everything so we can get everything started?
Here we go.
All right, cool.
Hey, this is Ricky Rocket, and you're watching my buddy Johnny Bean right here on his channel.
That was the pre-show. None of you guys were supposed to see any of that. It was either that or you could have watched me eat. What's up? You want me to take it from here? Dude.
Please.
What's up, dudes? This is Johnny Bean. This is Straturday Night. It is July 22nd, 2023. It's 11:39 p.m. Eastern, right? 8:39 p.m. Pacific, 9:39 Norman, Oklahoma time.
10:39 in Norman.
Oh, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 10:39. You guys. I had an awesome day today. I can't wait to tell you guys what was going on. I actually have footage that I'd filmed from the event that I was at. But I need to hurry up and edit it together and throw it into StreamYard, which maybe I can do. Maybe I can do that. Maybe if Robbie wants to sing that song again. I did see some of that. I was driving, but of course the reception, with StreamYard and driving over the mountain, it's awful. So I kind of saw some of it. You guys probably saw me like glitching out and stuff. Norman is Central Time. That's right, Ryan Fraley. So hey, let's do this. Let's say hello to the top tier of channel members here on Johnny Bean TV here on YouTube. Channel membership. It's a way you can help support the channel and support these shows. The top tier are the executive producers, and if I can find that card, why do I keep losing that? Okay. First of all, channel has been deleted. Channel has been deleted is a top tier member. I need to add their name to this. CC, Stephen Franklin, Michael Smith, Music Therapy Laz, who is stuck in traffic right now. He was actually down here in Santa Cruz. He's never getting home. That traffic was awful on the way north. On the way south, obviously it was fine. I got here in record time. Let's see. Sherman Callahan, 40 Grit. There you are, man. John Moronic, Majestic PB&J Cat, Guitarman 45, Janice Lala, the intern, R. Habs, Warlag, Patty Dill, and Fairfield Guitar Co. What's up? Those are that's the top tier of channel members here on Johnny Bean TV. Consider becoming a channel member. If you'd like to help support the channel, support these shows, that's a way you can do that. Another way is with super chats. If you look behind me, you'll see what we call the Guitar Moir, and any super chats, any donations towards the channel, towards these shows, magically change the color of those lights in real time while we are live. It's a pretty cool thing. And speaking of live, we're here on YouTube, obviously, and we are very close to 10,300. We're about 50 subscribers away to 10,300 subscribers. So if you're brand new here, if you just happen to be watching this 43 minutes into the video, it might be kind of rare, but there might be some new people here. Consider smashing that subscribe button. And we're also live on Facebook, Johnny Bean profile. No, we're not, because I need to unlock that. Because there's something we have to do. Facebook stars, you can help support the channel over there. And speaking of Facebook, we're also live in the exclusively Van Halen group. It's 62,000 members. We're live in the EVH Gear Fans Live group, EVH Gear Fans Live page, and the Johnny Bean TV group as well. We are live. Okay, Facebook friends. If we are Facebook friends, you now see the stream. I'm saying hi in there. So say hi, I guess. Let's see. What else? What?
I said hi. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing fine.
Who is that? That's this guy. Ron Gunner.
I got no arms.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm getting eaten right here.
Oh, dude. I can actually add something to that.
Go right ahead, Johnny.
Okay. All right. You guys. Okay, I was at a rock swap meet today. I have footage on my phone from the event. I'll try to edit that together as quick as I can. I'll show it maybe a little later. I'll upload it into here and I'll show you some of the footage. But what I didn't tell you guys is that, I told you guys this, but today is Jason Becker's birthday. And so that's where I was. I was at Jason Becker's house. I was at his birthday party the past few hours. So no, I didn't film anything there. Normally we take like a selfie or something. I didn't do any of that. It was just some close family and friends. But I'll show you a clip. This is actually from his birthday party in 2010. This was at his house in his backyard right here.
From it. All right, Johnny Bean hanging out with Big Pimp Jason Becker. Hello, Jason. This is
This is going on Facebook.
With your
all right.
permission. He's
Damn,
like, yeah, right. You got
Jason's so
all-
goddamn handsome. Look at him.
Eyebrows
All
up,
right,
yes.
all right. And there's Mike pimping Barney over here, and then Dan. Just, god damn it, it's sexy. Too fucking sexy. And of course me. You
Didn't
guys?
you go to Costa Rica?
That's my friend Dave Lopez. Dave Lopez and I. That's Dave. We were hanging out. The way that happened was I was leaving the Rock and Swap meet in Alameda. As I was leaving, my friend Dave there was in line to get in. He's like, Johnny. He saw me. So I went back into the place, hung out a little bit, and then basically we went over to Jason's house and hung out for a couple hours. So, but that's footage from 2010. So that's the first time I met Jason. So how many years? That was 13 years ago. So
You were what,
yeah.
10?
Yes.
10,
Yeah.
10 or 12?
Yes. Yeah. And then that guy Dan that he showed in that video clip, he helps Jason make music. If a lot of you guys know, Jason still makes music to this day using computers. That guy Dan there, he's like his producer and his engineer and everything. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I was doing today. But I told Robbie, I'm like, well, I don't know what, maybe we should push the show back an hour, which if we would have been starting right now anyway. But he's like, no, let's start, we'll talk about some stuff. So yeah.
Well, thanks for letting me do that, Johnny.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, everybody say happy birthday, Jason Becker, in the chat. Happy birthday, Jason Becker. Yeah, it was good seeing him. I hadn't seen him since. Well, actually, he was on my show. The last time I saw him, he was on the show, channel here. It was him and Richie Kotzen. They were both on here. But the last time I saw Jason in person would have been a birthday party like 2019, I guess. Yeah, it's been quite a while. So that was cool. Awesome. So actually what I'll do is I'm going to edit together some of this footage from this thing I was at so I can upload that so we can look at some of that in a few, because it was a pretty cool event. I wish Laz would have gone with me. He would have had a great time. He would have left there with stacks and stacks of vinyls and probably like T-shirts and stuff. It was all kinds of music related stuff. You'll see. I'll upload I'll upload the footage. I'll do that and you'll see it. So.
Did you buy anything?
I bought a guitar strap. There's a company there. Here, let me grab their. Actually, let me just do this. Yeah, there's a company there called Rocket Music, and they do. Here, I'll show you guys their Instagram. We were actually supposed to meet up at the NAMM show, but we ended up not being able to meet up. I know it's blurry. They're called Rocket Music. Or she is. There she is. Yeah, Rocket Music. And as you can see, Ms. Detroit __ follows them. Amanda Peters actually knows them. And she's been getting guitar straps from them. That's what they were telling me. Yeah, Rocket Music gear. And they make a bunch of straps and cables and stuff. And that's the event I was at today, right there, the Rock and Roll Flea Market in Alameda. So yeah, that's their booth. That was their booth from today, right there. So I bought a guitar strap, and they actually gave me a. She also makes 3D printed pick holders, guitar pick holders, and they actually gave me one to give away. So maybe we'll give that away. Tracy, what's up? Tracy, great to see you on Facebook. Tracy's a good friend of mine. Good to see you, man. Wow. Anyway, let me throw that footage into iMovie, make a little movie for you guys, and then I'll upload it, and you guys can see it. So I'll do that. I'll do that right now.
It'll be okay.
Smash that thumbs up. Okay, let me see. Storyboard movie. I want to make a full movie of this. All right, I will do that. Oh, good. I did an intro. I actually talked and showed where I was. So I will make a movie here, and I met some cool people there too. Let's see.
Hey, Zach.
This stuff will all be out of order. None of this will be in order, but it's okay. All right. 6 minutes. Or no, 5 minutes. Oh, that's perfect. Great movie. I can upload a 5-minute movie into StreamYard. This is perfect. Okay, let's save that. Hopefully I got space on my phone to do this. This better work. Hopefully this works. Let's see. Zach, Peggy, James. Oh, here we go. James says, I've seen videos of Jason Becker playing when he was younger. Yeah, Jason Becker is actually one of the best guitar players in the world. And that's no joke. Anybody that knows who he is, the albums that he's done, and a lot of people, a lot of guitar players know who he is, well, myself, because he ended up recording one of David Lee Roth's albums, a record called A Little Ain't Enough. There was actually 2 guitar players on that album. It was Jason and a guy by the name of, oh crap, why'd I forget his name? Steve Hunter. Is it Steve Hunter? Yeah, I think. They both handled guitars on A Little Ain't Enough. And I've met Steve. I actually have video of him playing at a Jason Becker benefit on the channel here, along with Joe Satriani. Steve Hunter. It's Steve Hunter, right? Okay, here we go. All right, how should I do this? I can actually upload this straight to StreamYard, I think. I forget.
Didn't Jason start out with Marty Friedman?
He was with Marty Friedman. They had a band. They were doing albums. They were touring. They were doing clinics. And then let's see what else. There's actually there's a great documentary about Jason called Not Dead Yet, and it was released in theaters. At least around here it was. I went to all the screenings. Jason was there. And you can watch it. It's probably on YouTube. It's probably on, a bunch of different streaming places. If you guys have not seen it, if you want... Oh, sorry, that's me. Hang on. Crap. How do I mute that? Can you hear that?
Twice.
Oh, wait. There we go. What? Okay, how do I upload
Twice.
this? Oh, okay. Here's what I got to do. I got to put this on my computer. There's a few different steps in this. Okay, so I need to upload this to YouTube and then download it and then upload it again. Okay, so it's 4.5 minutes. Next. Let's see. Upload. Make it private. Upload. All right, so I have to upload that footage and then download it. Let's see. Yeah, if you guys have never seen it, it's called Not Dead Yet. It features my friend Dave Lopez, who I hung out with today. It features Matt Blackett, formerly of Guitar Player Magazine, who's another good friend of mine. It features Mike Varney. If you guys are familiar with Shrapnel Records, Mike was actually in that clip where I was holding the guitar. He's a great dude, and if you guys have not seen it, definitely check it out. I'm assuming most of you are familiar with who Jason Becker is, but if you're not, or maybe you only know his name and you only know he played with Roth, if you don't know his backstory, check out this documentary. I'm sure it's on YouTube. I'm sure it's on like Netflix and stuff. Let me see. Let me actually, not dead yet. Here. Buy or rent. Okay, it says you can rent it on YouTube. Here's this. I'll put this in the chat for you guys. We love Edward Van Halen. This is a video that they released. I'm not gonna play it, but I'll put it in the chat for you guys so you guys can watch it later. It's a video of Edward at Jason's house, where I just was. Okay, there it is right there. If you guys have not seen this, check this out. Eddie Van Halen visits Jason, August 31st, 1996. That video has 1.2 million views. That's pretty cool. Wow.
The cool thing about that video is he's playing a lot of stuff that was off Van Halen 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure that was before Van Halen 3 was released. He's playing Fire in the
It was
Hole.
a couple years. Yeah,
he's playing a lot of cool licks on that. And I think he even says on that, hey, this is stuff we're working on. And it's just, it's a really cool video if you haven't seen that. So, yeah, definitely click on that and check that out. It's really cool.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Jason Becker. There's actually a brand new video they dropped today that they told me about. I have not seen it yet. They sent it to me. Let me make sure it's here. If it's here, I'll put it in the chat.
I've got his pickup in my pickup box. I've just never wired it in. I should wire that pickup in and check it out. I've got one of his pickups.
The Seymour Duncan?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. I think it's called
cool.
a Perpetual Burn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ah, that's cool, man.
I should wire that in. Check it out.
I want to try one of those ones you were talking about, 40.
What's that?
The HH ones.
Oh, the SSH Plus?
Right.
Try out the SSH Plus, man. The SSH Plus by Sir is a...
Oh, I'm not dead, people. I'm not dead. I'm awake.
Robbie's not dead yet. Yeah.
You know.
Tracy said, wire that up.
Now, by chance, Johnny, is this the Tracy Chapman?
Not the one that sings the song that you covered. No.
Okay. I was just curious.
This is a different Tracy Chapman. Yes.
No offense.
Breaking news. That is not Tracy Chapman that sings that song. No, Tracy, he actually sings other songs. Right, Tracy?
Do you have a fast car, Johnny?
I do, because apparently I got here in record time. You couldn't believe where I came from, man? I can't believe I got here as quick as I did. Tracy does not have a fast car. Let's see. Okay, I'm uploading the video. It has to go through, it has to be checked for copyright once it's up. I will download it and then upload it to here. And it's just under 5 minutes of footage from the rock and swap meet that I was at, which was really cool. Actually, let me.
Well, I am wearing this Ned T-shirt, Johnny.
Mm-hmm. The Ned shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ned's not feeling well, you guys. So. What? Well, it's not true. He threw up 4 times. Oh, okay. He ate too much grass.
Well, that's why they eat the grass. So they do that. They feel the need to purge themselves at times.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah,
here we go.
Chris Gig. Oh, excuse me.
Let me just scan through this video. Okay, they sent me this video. I have not seen this yet. It was uploaded 12 hours ago. There's this guy called the Neurotic Guitarist. Have you guys seen his channel? The Neurotic Guitarist. Apparently, he has in that video that I put in the anyway, I'll show you guys a screen cap. I'm sure you guys have seen this video of Eddie at Jason's house playing this guitar. This is a PV Wolfgang. Edward gave this guitar to Jason. He signed the guitar. Now, they uploaded a video today. The Neurotic Guitarist has the guitar. Because, yeah, it wasn't at Jason's house when I was there. There's the guitar right there. See, it's signed. It says to Jason. Let's see if we can read it.
Why does Jason not have it?
Well, I haven't seen this video yet.
Is it for sale?
It might be. It might be for sale.
I see your wheels turning, 40.
My wheels are always turning, especially when it comes to guitars.
There they are. That's them at Jason's house right there. Yeah, I haven't seen this video yet, but it's titled Eddie Van Halen's Gift to Jason Becker, We Need Your Help, is what it's titled. Wait, what does that say? There was just it just said something on the... Yeah. Yeah, so I think what they're saying in this video is that the guitar is for sale. I think they're saying quality of life for Jason. Money equals quality of life for Jason. So there you go. Yeah, and the signature on the guitar says, Jason, we will play guitar together in the future. That's what it says. Okay, so I haven't seen this video yet, but I think they're saying the guitar is for sale. So 40 Grit is about to make an offer.
Well, looks like 40 Grit will be selling a lot of guitars to buy that because they're going to want a lot of money.
I'm watching the video right now.
Yeah, it's going to go for quite a bit. Because the video, I mean, it's Eddie's playing the guitar. You can see Eddie sign the guitar. He gives it to Jason. And it's not only like a guitar that Eddie signed and played. It was gifted to Jason Becker. And it has been at Jason Becker's house since 1996.
And Mr. Grit, is this worth selling like most of your guitars to get?
I'm in a strange place right now with regards to all these guitars. So maybe. I don't know.
Right on.
I mean, they become, after a while, they become a liability.
Mm.
I mean, like, you spend your whole life collecting all these guitars, and then like at a certain point in time, you're like, okay, hold on a second. You know you have a problem when you go in your guitar closet and open up a case and go, I forgot I had that. You know, like it's just kind of
very true.
But I think I will watch that video. I mean, like, put a price on it, Johnny. I mean, we did we talked about the cat guitar. Speaking of which, there's no cat guitar updates. What's going on, man? Like, you've talked nothing about that. Did he send you pictures of the?
Yes. I have updates. Oh, sorry. Hang on. I have updates from John. John Gatto. I have updates from him, and we can show some of that. Okay, hang on.
I would
a
like
sec.
to see that. I would like to see that Floyd Rose. That'd be cool to see that.
Oh, okay. I have those photos. I have
40. I bet you're talking at least 50 grand for that.
What, for the signed Eddie one?
I
No,
wouldn't
that-
pay 50 grand for that.
Well, you're looking at probably, I'd say 750,000 or more. The provenance behind that guitar.
Well, here's what it is. It's one.
750.
It's one of the like original runs. Jim DeCola can tell you exactly what that guitar is. Want me to call him? I have his number. I can show you guys photos of that guitar. I've got tons of photos that I've taken of it over the years. Let's see.
You know, Warren D Martini did they had one on Reverb.
Right.
They had a bomber guitar. It's one of these. I don't know which side it is. Whatever. One who was sitting over there.
You got film of Eddie signing it, playing it with Jason right there. That's heavy. That's heavy duty Providence. That's going to go to Sotheby's. That's be auctioned off. It's gonna
yeah.
be a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to go to a major auction company.
Yeah.
Oh, it
Southern
is?
Figures, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it could. It probably could get in the million range, probably pretty easily. Being as collectible it is, with all the Providence. Yeah.
Well, I'd like to congratulate the new owner.
You'd see 40 Grit with the guitar living in
Ain't gonna be me.
They rent the porta potty, and
Hey, Dane's here.
He'll be
Dane's
sitting
here.
outside. Dane. Okay, really quickly, here's a couple photos that I took of the guitar years ago when I was at Jason's house. This is back in 2015. Back in 2015, I took this photo of the signature. Yeah, sorry it's blurry, but let me see. There it is on Jason's wall at his house. Right there. And the thing is, it's not like a regular it's not a regular Wolfgang. Well, also, if you're a Jason Becker fan, also here's a few other photos I've taken of his guitars. You guys might recognize this guitar. That's a Carvin. That was one guitar that he famously played. There's this one here. That one's actually on one of his album covers. That one, and then this one right here. Eddie actually plays in that video as well. He plays this guitar. This was the one of the original Numbers guitars. This was a Peavey. Let's see. There's another one of Jason's guitars. Right there. I think Nita Strauss, when she was at Jason's house some years back, she plays this guitar.
Those
There's
are
a
some
video of
serious
that.
cutaways.
Yeah. I know. Look at that. Look at that. They have some mini guitars. Look at that. There's some mini Van Halens, and then he has his own mini guitar there. There's some artwork. His dad Gary is an artist. He does a lot of art, and he's done a lot of stuff over the years. Oh, you guys were talking about flame guitars earlier. I saw Jason has one of those flame guitars. I think it's Performance. I think.
Hey, I'm trying to figure out where my Jason Becker poster is. I've got a poster, and instead of him signing now, he does his thumbprint.
Right.
I've got a poster somewhere with his thumbprint. That's cool.
Didn't someone steal a bunch of Steve Vai's guitars in the 80s when he was with Roth?
Yeah, but he got the green one back recently. He just got the Swiss cheese guitar back. They found it in an attic in Mexico. That's a cool read. That was Eat 'em and Smile tour, a lot of his guitars got stolen. They've been gone for years, and they just found the green Swiss cheese guitar in Mexico. It was in an attic, and it's a really good read if you haven't read that. But he got that guitar back, and he was very pleased that he got it back. So that was cool. I remember the Guitar Player magazine when it had him when it was talking about that. I think I may still have it. It's on the garage. When all of his guitars got stolen. But yeah, they just retrieved that green one recently. So now, if that performance goes up for sale, that flame guitar, Eddie didn't touch that one, right? So it's still within. Did Eddie touch it?
If coming out of Jason's collection, I say that you could probably get that one for maybe 25,000, something like that.
All right, let me go ask. Let me go ask my better half if it's okay if I. 25,000 off.
I don't know if this one's for sale or if he still has it. I was just there in that living room. I was just there. I didn't see this guitar there. I mean, it's possible that it's put away or because Jason has he's given stuff away too. He gave my friend Dave a Van Halen guitar. Oh, here's a selfie from 2015 in front of Jason's guitars. Again, any of you guys that are big Jason fans, you guys know, those three guitars there in the background. There's that. There we go. That's better. There's more of me. This one's better because you can see me better.
We want more of the guitars, Johnny.
There's me a selfie with that signed PV.
Get out
right
the picture,
there.
Johnny.
Again, this is 2015. There's the guitar right there. Johnny, get out of the shot. Let me see. There we go. I took a lot of selfies with this. So 40 Grid, if you buy this guitar, there's a lot of selfies of me with the guitar, if that helps. If that raises the price. I took a lot of selfies in front of it. There we go. There it is there. There we go. That's us back in 2015. Right there.
Hey, I'll tell you what, that guitar is worth every penny if it helps that guy out, man. Because Jason Becker was a beast. I mean, oh my God, if you go listen to that, I actually pulled up I haven't listened to that album in a long time, but let me tell you something. One of the coolest songs on that album, I mean, everybody will go for A Little Ain't Enough. Because that's the one that plays on Hair Nation and all that stuff. I got to tell you, I think my favorite song on that album is Lady Luck. Because it's just got a cool tone. He's got an awesome tone, and the guitar solo is killer. So if you haven't had an opportunity to listen to the album A Little Ain't Enough by David Lee Roth that he actually played on. So he was the studio player for that album, but he didn't tour on it. And he, I think from what I understand with regards to my nonsense of encyclopedia of inside my head, he started dealing with issues when they started recording that album. He was having trouble walking and they didn't know what it was. And then he was diagnosed. So he was able to finish the album and then, but he did not tour on that. But hey, if you get a chance, check out that album. Lady Luck's a great tune.
And check out the documentary too. Cause they talk about all that in the documentary, how he was in the studio and all of a sudden he started tripping while he was walking.
Yeah.
And he was like tripping. And then he's like using a cane. And then basically he went to the doctor and he called his dad, Gary, who I just saw. He was just there. And his dad says this in the documentary. He's talking to Jason. Jason's like, yeah, they say I have something called ALS. Jason had no idea what it was. And when his dad heard that, he couldn't believe it. I mean, it's an unbelievable
Lou Gehrig disease.
Yes.
Yeah, that's extremely sad to think about. And if you're going to support Jason, I've supported Jason. I bought they came out with some trading cards I bought a bunch of guitar picks from me, because they put out things on it was Facebook, I think, at the time. It says, hey, help donate. I bought a couple posters. I had his thumbprint on it. His dad sent me one of the lanyards, the Not Dead Yet lanyards that I still have from the event. I didn't go to the event, but he sent me one. And hey, I mean, if you can support that guy, he was supposed to be gone a long time ago, you know. So he's taken very good care of himself. He's had very good support.
He's the longest living person with ALS. He's had it for, well, he got diagnosed, I guess, when he was like 19 or something. And today's his birthday. They didn't say how old he was.
Yeah,
he's like 50.
I'll look it up.
Is he 55? 56?
Ask Siri.
Hey Siri, how old is Jason Becker?
You don't have Jason Becker's birth year listed in your contacts.
He's
but I have his phone number. No.
54, Johnny.
Okay.
54.
He's 54.
Mm-hmm.
54, yeah. So
the cool thing is when you share his story, because I've stumbled on people, I say, have you ever heard of Jason Becker? And they're like, no. And I'm like, hey, check out this. And like, I'll show them there's documentaries on YouTube, and there's things that you can watch about him recording that album and stuff, and people don't know. You know, it's really cool when you share his story, because you somebody mentioned earlier about the yo-yo, how he would sit there and just shred and play the yo-yo at the same time. I mean, like, the guy is just the guy was a beast, and he writes his music now with his eyes. His dad reads his eyes, and I guess him and his father, correct me if I'm wrong, Johnny, but they came up with code. And there was a board.
They have a system. It's like it was a clear. They show it in the documentary. It's like a clear system of letters and numbers of eye movements. Letters, I guess. So, like, when you talk to him, he has a caregiver. He's got his mom. He's got his dad. There's a handful of people that know the system to communicate with him. So when you go over there, like when I was just there just today, I walk up, hey Jason, how you doing? And then he's sitting there, and then he starts looking around, and then his caregiver is like hi J-O-H Johnny H-O-W how A-R-R-Y-O-U, you know. So that's how you communicate with him.
Yeah, God bless, man. God bless that guy.
Yeah.
That's really, really freaking cool. So
yeah,
happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jason Becker. And I was just there. I didn't film anything. They did take some photos. So I think they were going to update the Jason Becker Facebook page tomorrow. And if they choose, I guess if they choose to post those photos, you might see me in the photos. You might see me there, you know, but I didn't take anything. I was just there just as, you know, as a friend and just hanging out. So anyway, that's where I was. That's why I'm late tonight. So if that's a good excuse. But also, I want to show you guys where I was before that. I was at this thing. It was called the Alameda Rock and Swap. And this is breaking news. Okay. And let's see, video file. Let me see.
And no, we didn't have this planned ahead of time.
None of this was planned. Today's July 22nd, right? Okay, this better be the right video. This is it. Okay, so this is just under 5 minutes. It's 4.5 minutes. And I can talk over this too, I guess. So this is where I was before I was at Jason's house. Hopefully, okay, we should be fine. All right, check this out. Hey, you guys. It's Saturday, July 22nd, I believe. Happy birthday, Jason Becker. Look at this. I'm in Alameda, California. This is the, it's called Faction Brewery, I believe. And, oh yeah, there's a sign over there. They're having a rock swap meet today, so there's all kinds of records, LPs, books, posters, all kinds of cool stuff in there. And there's some people eating over there. Very cool. Look at this view, though. This view is pretty amazing. Check out this view. This is Alameda. You can see San Francisco here. What's that show where those guys would do those experiments? Those two guys? You guys remember that show like 20 years ago?
Mythbusters.
Mythbusters. I think they filmed that here. They would do all their experiments is here at the old Navy base. Look at this. The city is right there. It was an incredible view. There's one of the bands that was playing today. That was like the indoor part. Yeah, it was all kinds of records, T-shirts. I mean, all kinds of stuff. It was a cool event. Look at that. There were some like pins and buttons. Cool stuff. Oh yeah, there's that view of San Francisco. Try to get it in focus. Look at that. The weather was it was perfect. It was awesome. There's the Bay Bridge. Golden Gate Bridge is way back there. There's those things that George Lucas made the Imperial Walkers after. That's where he got the idea, was those cranes. This is an old, I think it's an old Navy base. Here in Alameda, California. There's people eating over here. I think they're eating. I don't know what they're eating. It seems like they're eating. Like I had a slice of veggie pizza at Jason's. And actually, I met up with some Instagram friends here, and they make guitar straps and 3D printed guitar pick holders. There's that guitar pick holder that I have. Look at that. This is like. Should we give that away tonight?
Sure.
They're called Rocket Music.
Cool.
Rocket
I'll be
Music.
showing their stuff actually in the next segment right here.
Okay, so these are those are guitar pick holders. They're 3D printed. There, see, there's some picks in those. They have mini ones. We'll give away one of those tonight. I have one. They have strap locks. There's those, and then they make all these guitar straps, and they're really cool. A lot of different colors. Some of them change colors. Those have little what do you call them? What do you call those things? Patches that stick to them. You can actually stick them to the straps.
Velcro.
See, look at that. They have all that stuff. There we go. There we go. Rocket Music Gear is what they're called, and I'll have them on the channel here. We'll do an interview where we talk to them about the stuff that they do. But they make all these really cool straps, as you saw. So, and I've been meaning to catch up with them at the last couple NAMM shows, and we never did it. And then finally today, that's one of the reasons I went to this event, was to meet up with them. And then I just happened to see my friend Dave, and then went to Jason Becker's. So it turned out being pretty awesome. So there you go. That was my day in 4.5 minutes. Let's see. Yeah, Chris King. You guys in Yankee Land are so lucky with your music stuff. I'll be there one day, hopefully soon. Come on down, man.
Akataka.
What?
Akataka.
Ernie Bender. Hey, Johnny, do you know if Ed Van Halen actually used the black EVH picks? Are you talking about the ones that they make, the gray ones? Are you talking about those? He probably did.
Eddie used the 60s.
He
0.60
used-
is what Ed used.
Yeah, he used a lot of different picks over the years. The gauges, like, well,
But at
you know,
the end,
you have some,
at
right?
the end,
Yeah.
At the end, he was using. I've got heavy picks of Ed. I've got light picks of Ed. I will say that toward the end, Eddie was using 60. 0.60 is what he was using, and then Wolfgang confirmed that. And all the 2014 picks that I have and all that, they're all the 60s. They're all the
Mhm.
0.60. So, and
Mhm.
so I would say that Eddie was. If you think about, if you think all the EVH gear, Eddie Van Halen never put out anything that he didn't road test. And that's what makes Ed, even if you don't like Eddie Van Halen, if you go back and look at the stuff that
Who doesn't
that
like Eddie
EVH
Van Halen?
gear- well, I mean, there's some people that don't, but if you are, they just don't have the love that we have for him. But I will say
Okay,
that the EVH stuff was always road tested, and I mean, even if I wasn't a fan of Eddie Van Halen, you pick up or you play through the EVH amps, and I mean, like, how can you not like that stuff? I mean, like, he road tested everything to the point of breakage, failure, and then said, okay, you know what, it's good enough, let's go. I mean, I've got freaking every amp he's come out with, other than the EL34, just because they're all cool. They're just cool to have. I mean, it's good stuff, man. I mean, I think I've told the story about when I went and had that Soldano tweaked, and I said, hey, I'm thinking about getting an SLO, and the guy goes, yeah, but you're an EVH guy. A shout out to Hunt Amplification in Phoenix. They're a great guy, knows his amps very well. He works on my amps. And he told me, yeah, but you know what, Mike, you're an EVH guy, and it's going to be very difficult for you to go to a different amplifier. You're not going to find anything that's as good as EVH. He said, you guys with that EVH here, it's very difficult to find a guitar that's going to trump that. So.
Alice loves EVH. That's right. Alice bought an Eddie Van Halen mini poster at Amoeba in Hollywood when we were hanging out a few weeks ago. Yeah. Let's see. Ernie, all the pics I've seen him use were white, but can't find those. Thanks, guys. I'm an EVH guy as well. Ernie Bender, welcome. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Yes. Ned, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Hey, Johnny, did you get the text message of my cat?
Your cat was texting me?
No, but all right. I'm gonna go get my cat. I'll be right back.
You texted
Turn
me?
me off. Turn me off.
Turn you off.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Let's see. I don't see any text messages. Where is he?
He went to get his cat.
Okay. All right. Come here. Come here, Ned. You want to see my cat? Come here. Come here. Come here. Man. I've got that cat 3D printed pick holder. It's in the car. I don't have it here. I'm going to have to go get it. Or is it in here? Maybe it's in here. Oh, there's the strap. There's the strap that I got. I got this from them today. I'm going to use it tomorrow.
Shiny one?
Huh?
You didn't get the shiny ones?
The shiny ones? I got this one. Oh, there you are. Oh, wait. What?
That's my Ned.
Oh, that's your Ned? No.
He's a Bengal.
Oh, wow.
She's a Bengal. 15 years old.
Oh, dude. Oh.
She's an old lady, but she's a good girl.
Oh.
So yeah, that's a. I sent you a picture over the other day. I was like, hey, my cat kind of looks like Ned, but.
Oh yeah, I don't. Where did you send? Oh, here's my bangle. Oh, here it is. Here, this is what you sent. Oh, look at that.
Wow.
There you go. Kind of blends into the countertop.
Yeah, right.
Look at that. Oh, that's awesome. So yeah, this is the strap that I got today. Again, Rocket Music Gear is the company, and yeah, we'll have them on the channel here. We'll do an interview with them. Yeah, the one that I got, it changes colors. A lot of them do. I mean, it's kind of, yeah, you can kind of see it. I didn't get the super shiny one, but I'll be using this one tomorrow. There you go. It'll go with the purple guitar.
Don't you have a or don't you have a strap similar to that already?
Yes, that's why I didn't get the one that they had that was super shiny.
Yeah, I commented on that when you used it like probably a month ago on the ASMR show.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool looking.
Yeah. Oh no. Here, yeah. Is it? Well, that won't play again, will it? Oh, it is playing again. Wait, can I forward? Can I forward that? You can see the if I can forward that.
Saturday, July.
Can I forward? Yeah, I can. I can. There we go. Okay, there you go. There's some of the straps that they have. Yeah, see they have all kinds of different shiny ones. They have ones that change colors in the light. They have one that, I mean, there we go. And some of these have Velcro on them, so you can put these what do you call these things? Patches. You can put patches on them. They do a lot of cool stuff. There you go. Yeah, so yeah, we'll have them on soon. There you go. There's some of their other ones. Look at that in the middle. Those have cats right there. Right there, the cat sitting on the amplifiers. Feel like that one. Look at all these cats that talk on here.
Yeah, no.
Welcome to Cat Chat. Zora, not the parts.
Oh, she's walked around somewhere. She's doing her thing, you know.
This one was actually all cuddled up with my better half, so I'm going to take her back out. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right, cool. Wow. I don't know if we can show that, Ron.
That's just that's artwork.
Yeah, I know, but YouTube might not.
It.
Facebook won't like. Facebook probably won't like that. So we're live on Facebook.
Hold on.
The Ned shirt.
The Ned shirts. You guys can get those down below. Right?
It's a good shirt. Nice shirt. This is 3X. Fits really nice.
It's quality stuff, huh?
It is. It's nice.
Yes. You can also get this shirt. It's funny because a lot of times I'll be walking around and wearing my own shirt, and people will be like, "Isn't that you?" I'm like, "Yeah," and they'll be like, "What do you do?" I do a show. It's like perfect promotion for myself. So, Mike Olson has dogs. Alice Martinez says purple. Peggy, I have a cat and a dog, an old dog. Mully's getting a haircut. Yeah, he told me that he was going to do a show, but I guess it's about haircuts. Well, that's cool. Man, what else? What else? Okay, so yeah, we'll do the 3D printed guitar pick holder. I don't have it. It's in my car. Oh, wait. Is it in my pocket? No. I think it's still in the car. Yeah. Yeah, because basically when I got home, I just ran right in here. So I'll run out and get that at some point. Let's see. Dave! The comments. Dave Lopez, he's watching us right now. The comments. What? Wait, what? Wait. Oh, crap. What did you say? Tuning into your show. Where are all the comments? Chat. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're on mobile, it's down there. If you're on desktop, it's over there. Or they're all asleep. Oh, whoops. Wrong button. There we go. Dave, do you want to jump in here? I'll send you the link if you want to jump in, man. Can talk about today. Here, let me grab that real quick. Just in case you want to jump in.
Johnny, that Star guitar I sent you pictures of this week I worked on.
Uh-huh.
That.
There we go.
I don't want to say anything bad about the 55 checkpoint from you know who is where that came from.
Mm-hmm.
That the action on that thing was literally at the 22nd fret. It was almost quarter inch off the board. The neck, all 4 screws were loose, and the neck itself you could move it. If all you had to do is tap it, and it would move. The pot was scratchy. Let's see. The neck needed adjusted, truss rod. It was out. And this is after it passed that 55-point inspection. I don't know what the hell they were looking at. It sure as hell wasn't that one. I mean, they might have said, well, there's how many 55 frets. That's good. I ended up doing, I was working Wednesday. I only had 1 guitar to do. And then I ended up with 8 total. And I worked till 12:30 at night getting them all done.
Uh-huh.
Because Faith and Failure had a show last night in Columbus. So I had to get 6 of their guitars done, plus 2 other ones. So it actually was 9 guitars. I did 9 guitars in almost 10 hours.
Goodness. Oh, my goodness. 9 guitars. Dave, you ready?
Hear me?
You good? Dave.
You hear me?
Yes.
What's up? Let me put on
What's up?
Let me set this up. What's up, guys?
What's up, dude? This is my friend Dave Lopez.
What's going
on, Howdy, Dave?
Hi, Dave.
How you guys doing?
There you go.
I should do my laptop up because I can barely see you fuckers.
Yeah.
Let me grab my laptop.
Okay. Yeah. See that artwork right behind them? That's Gary Becker. That's Jason's dad. Jason's dad did that. So, yeah, he does amazing artwork. He's done a lot of the stuff for Jason for his guitars, a lot of their promotional stuff. Let's see.
Here I'm back. What's up, man?
Yo.
So, what's up? You still wearing your own shirt?
Yep.
This motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Long time no see. It was great hanging out with you today, man.
Yeah, dude. Let me get all right, let me get on this thing. So what are you guys talking about, Van Halen?
Yeah. Yeah. No, we were talking about today. I was talking. He's gonna say the total opposite of what I was saying earlier, but I was telling him about the swap meet.
Well, that shit sucked. That was awful, man.
I thought it was fun.
I'm starting to like this guy.
Did you go? Did you go over there? Did you go?
Oh, I'm in Oklahoma, man. I did not go.
Okay, because there was more people than stuff to buy. So you walked around, and there was no Van Halen, nothing. I went looking for I like collecting old Kiss stuff, right, from the 70s. So I'm like, oh, maybe they'll have some stuff from back then. All they had was that Hot Topic shit, Spencer stuff, right? So it wasn't. So you figure that it would be cool because of, you know, it's a flea market. You'd have old stuff, you know, and so yeah. So I wasn't into it. The only cool thing about it is seeing Johnny Bean selling his Johnny Bean shirts there. He was trying to sell some shit.
I'll have a booth next year.
He's got his trunk open. Hey, kid, over here.
You ever heard of me?
Candy.
Check me out, man. You must have heard of me.
Buy this shirt, I'll give you 3 Snickers bars and a bit of honey.
Oh my gosh.
You know what's funny about those swap meets though is I will say that when I was living in California, we used to always go to the Orange County Costa Mesa where Van Halen played in '93 for the Live Right Here Right Now when I saw those guitars, Johnny. At the Costa Mesa Amphitheater, there's a fairgrounds there, and that's where the guitar show always was, the Orange County Guitar Show. And it was off the hook every year. I mean, like literally. And Norm used to stand at the front door with a wad of cash like this. And the people would walk in, and I would sit there and watch them. I was amazed by it. This is what I had, 4 guitars. And I would sit there and watch Norm. He'd stand by the front door. They'd walk in the door. He'd be like, what do you got? I got this. He opened the case. He goes, I'll give you $500 for it. Okay, thank you. And he would slide it over to his guys, and they would cover everything up with this huge red blanket, like immediately, so nobody knew where their guitar was anymore if they went back to take it or whatever. I assume that's what that was. But it's funny because his response, Dave's response to what you went and saw today was my response last year to the Phoenix Guitar Show, because I was jazzed. I was like, Phoenix Guitar Show, are you kidding me? I went down there with a Norm wad of cash ready to go, and there were like 4 tables. And I'm like, are you serious right now that this is advertised as a Phoenix Guitar Show? Like it was just, it was rough. So kind of a letdown.
Yeah. So did you tell him about the Van Halen guitar that's going up for auction?
Yeah, we were trying to figure that out. So, and there's Ned, by the way.
What's up, Ned?
There we go.
Where are they going to auction it at?
I think it's going to be somewhere fancy, like Sotheby's or something. They don't know yet, but definitely something, you know, cool. And you know that's I believe that guitar was one of the ones that Eddie you know he set up, right? He did like the first 100 guitars he owned or whatever. So it's it's number 69, and you know it's pretty cool. So.
What's your guess on the price it'll go for? I
hope a lot of money. I hope it's over $200,000. I hope it's $1 million. You know, I don't know, because you know it there's a video of him playing it. I don't know if you saw the video. Probably Johnny talked about it. And the thing about it is, that's just a 10-minute video of that of him hanging out. There's like a 30-minute video that. You know, we edited all of it down, and you know, there's more to that, and it's a pretty, you know, we didn't want to make it too long, you know, and there's a lot of you know, things that you know you say in private. It wasn't like a, you know, he talks a little shit, so you know it's kind of cool. So whoever gets the guitar is gonna have access to this video, which is pretty cool. You know what I mean? So. It's I hope it goes for a lot of money. You know, it takes a lot of money to keep Jason, you know, going. You know, so all that stuff. And you know, they raised money last year. Herman Lee did something for him. They raised a bunch of money, and he had help from everybody, from Paul Stanley to Warren D Martini, Joe Bonamassa, all those guys. I don't know if you guys saw that stuff on Twitch. There was like a lot of push for Jason, and so you know, hope it goes for a lot of money because that would be really good for him. You know, it will be going to a good cause. Whereas like most guitars that go up, it goes to a motherfucker's pockets, right? Somebody wants to make money, and this money, the money that he does make, is going to go for a good cause. Like it'll be helping Jason. You know, and right now I'm working on a new. So Jason's kind of a freak. I don't know if you guys know the story behind me and Jason. I don't know if Johnny told you. I probably met some of you guys, but I can't see your face because my phone's so small, and I'm old, and I don't have my glasses, so I can't see right who you. Because I've been on here before, but I don't know if it's the same dudes. Is it the same?
No, these are all. No,
because fuck those guys.
These guys are cool.
All the rest of them hate Johnny now, according to him.
Yeah.
So,
in a year, you'll never see these guys, but for now, here they are.
They'll have their own shows after that.
Just kidding.
So, I grew up with Jason. I used to take lessons when I was a kid. When I was 15, I lived like 5 minutes away from him. So I would go see him play with his yo-yo and all that stuff. So I was around during Cacophony, and then when he joined Dave Lee Roth. And so he's like my BFF, right? We've been together for a long time. And so, you know, he's just an incredible dude, but he's got like, when I would go over there, he'd always be recording music in a 4-track or 8-track, right? So he's got hundreds of hours of unreleased music. And I'm a musician too, like we all are, but I produce and stuff and record and all that stuff. So I have, all these files with our multi-track recordings of Jason, right? And so there's shit like demos of him working with, you know, the Roth stuff. And he's got recordings of him jamming with Greg Bissonette and all those guys writing the songs off this record, a Little Ain't Enough record. And he doesn't want to put those out. You know, there's stuff he doesn't want. Like, I don't like it because he likes the record. But I'm like, there's some stuff that's just better than the record, right? The demos and ideas. And they're playing live. And I'm like, let's do a Patreon and put that out on a Patreon, you know, because that will fund the record. So we're making a record of these old recordings and adding bass, adding drums. I might add some vocals. So I'm getting all these multi-tracks. I have my buddy Chris Dugan, who he works with. He does all the Green Day records. He just mixed the new, the Alanis Morissette, Weezer,
cool.
Ringo Starr. Like he does mixed all the Green Day stuff. And so he was in a band in the 80s called Runaway here in the Bay. And Runaway opened up for Cacophony at Cacophony's last show. So he loves Jason. And he actually put that Van Halen Eddie Jason video together. He edited it and all that stuff. So he's playing drums, he's recording. So we're really and my friend who produces with me, he just won a Grammy. He's mixing and recording and drums. And my buddy Orion plays bass on it. And so I'm trying to make them all Jason stuff, you know? So it's his playing. So it's not like everybody, Steve Vai or, you know, which is great, but there's so much shit of Jason. So, you know, with his ALS, when he was getting sick, he couldn't play guitar like he used to. So he developed different styles. There's something where he could only use a slide because his hand would fall off the neck. And he would write with all these things that were like making it harder to play. And he created different, like all that Tom Morello. There's some stuff that sounds like Tom Morello before Tom Morello. You know, he would make weird sounds, you know? And so I'm like, this is killer. And he's like, I don't like it. So I've talked to, it's called Strawberry Jams. It's about 105 minutes of unreleased songs that we have already. And that's not counting all these fucking songs, you know, 200 hours worth of music that we have that I got. And I'm crazy enough to go through all this stuff. So there's some stuff when he was like 15. I just can't believe he only played till he was 21, right? From like 15 to 21 recording. And so much, that's all he did. He got no pussy in high school, that guy, at all. He just played the guitar all day long, right? Because he played he plays the yo-yo and his composition. He was fucking nuts, you know? And so he's got these 4-track cassettes, and just recordings down in his basement, you know, and or his garage. And there's a record. I still can't find it, but when I find it, he was in Roth's house when he was recording, working on Low End Enough. He found a cassette tape of Roth working on 5150 with Van Halen, right? So it's got Roth singing over the 5150 songs, but he didn't have lyrics, so he would he would sing what's his name, Elton John lyrics over 5150 jams, right? So no one's heard that stuff. Wow. I have to find it. So there's a lot of videos, and so I'm kind of like his vault keeper right now, and so, but I'm dying to hear that, and we got to digitize it because it's a cassette. So fucking Jason stole that tape from Roth. He straight swiped it and didn't tell nobody. Right? Can you imagine hearing a cassette?
You know we're live, right?
Yeah.
Well, there's got to be a statute limitation on that.
It's hilarious, right? So there's a bunch of stuff. So stoked for here. I can hear you now.
There we go.
Yeah.
We got to find that.
Can you imagine? And then we can't put it out. We can't release that. You know, we'll get sued by Alex Van Halen, or you know, somebody's in a fucking player hate on that. You know.
We got to hear it though first.
Yeah, I'll send it to you, Johnny.
We got to find that.
I sent I've sent you the longer Van Halen visit that I only sent to you. You remember I sent when we first put it together?
You didn't send it to me. You played it for me over FaceTime.
Oh, so I sent you the whole thing?
You didn't actually send it. I watched it. You remember at your house today, you were showing me the room with the rats in it? You had your studio there, and you were showing me your computer screen, and I had sat here on the couch, and I watched. Dave showed me that video before they put it out.
Yeah. I thought I sent you the whole thing. I'll send you. You can't tell nobody, though.
Nobody's watching this. No.
No one's
Nobody's going to know that.
But it's comedy because he's talking shit about Roth, and you know it's comedy, so it's a good video. But we edited all that out, so whoever gets that guitar is gonna have that footage and a bunch of other things as well. So you know, it's pretty cool. But what do you guys think something like that would go for? Knowing you guys are all Van Halen fans.
I think it depends on where it goes on auction. If you get one of the higher houses to auction it, then you're gonna get more money. They're going to want more money to do it, but then it'll take it to the next level as far as how much they'll get.
It'll get more exposure.
Yeah,
right?
that's
being on Sotheby's or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I think the Sotheby's will probably waive a lot of that because it's going to a good cause. First of all, they're probably not going to take too much of the proceeds. I would think, and once they go to Sotheby's, it's going to be a whole different dynamic of who's going to be bidding on that, because Sotheby's will go to the level of they'll tell the story, they'll tell his story, they'll do everything, and then they'll get all the money for that guitar. And hey, Matt, rightly so. I mean, before Dave got here, we were talking about Jason, you know, what that guy's been through, and you know, I mean, everything. You know, that guy's done really good for himself with regards to how he's taking care of himself.
The best thing would be is whoever bought it, that you want to talk about, you know, being classy, whoever would buy it is not take it, just give it back to him. Pay for it and then just give him the guitar back.
The reason, one of the main reasons he wants to sell it, it's more like he wants somebody to get it and like put it up on somewhere you could go look at it, because it was sitting in his house and no one's touched it. It's collecting dust. So he's like, you know, obviously he needs the money, but he wants someone to enjoy it and be able to put it in a museum or something, or Hard Rock, or you know what I mean?
I was showing selfies of it from years ago.
Get out of the picture, Johnny.
Wait a second. There we go. No. Yeah.
You know what Jason doesn't have? His own. He never wears his Jason Becker shirt. I never see Jason with it.
Does he wear a Johnny Bean shirt?
No, I wear a Johnny Bean shirt. I got a different shirt. He's in the nude.
Johnny Bean. You know,
how long have you guys known Johnny for?
It's less than a year for me.
2 days.
Less than a year. 2 days?
No.
Really?
I've been watching Johnny for years. I just started coming on, I don't know, a couple months ago or something.
Did he ever tell you when he went to jail? What he did to go to jail when he went to San Quentin? Never told. Johnny.
He was actually in San Quentin.
He's a gangster. Johnny's don't let that little, you know. He used to go out fucking ghetto style. Johnny's thug life. No, I always fuck with Johnny. I've known Johnny since they're 90. What now? 90 something.
95.
95.
We met at. Let's drop some names. We met at Alex Skolnick's birthday party at Alex's apartment in Berkeley. And then you had told me that you worked at a studio. And so I started hanging out at the studio, rehearsing there, and I would talk to you in the office. And you know, Testament would rehearse there, and then Third Eye Blind would rehearse there, you know, in that room.
See, I smoked so much weed back then, I don't remember half the shit he was talking about. Because that's all we did was smoke weed all day. I don't smoke anymore. I haven't smoked in a long time, but back then, dude, that's all we did. We were in our 20s, you know, so we would get fucked up, you know, drink and, you know.
I would walk into the office, it'd be full of smoke, and it would just be Dave sitting there.
Not by myself. I'd be smoking with someone else. Chuck Billy would come in, and it was like, you can't say no to Chuck. You know, Peter Tork came in one day, and he ran out, freaking out. Oh, my God, I can't be around drugs. He was all freaking out. And I'm like,
the monkey?
That dude, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And I'm like, this guy must have done drugs, right? If you he ran out crying, bro.
Yeah, he did. He had a big addiction problem.
Yeah.
Just towards the end of the Monkees, but like during the 70s, he was all screwed up.
It looked like it because he ran. Like the motherfucker opened the door and, oh my God. It was like Johnny said, it was smoke. And he ran off and he was like almost crying. I was like, dude, I'm sorry. I didn't know, bro. I'm like, you hung out with Jimmy. I thought you know, but even weed, he couldn't, you know. There's so many stories at that place. That place was a very, very cool area, you know, a lot of really good music. But that's where we met. And I remember Johnny had all the bootleg Van Halen videos, right? He had all, and I was, oh my God, this motherfucker's got all the, like, and he would make me copies of concerts and things I'd never seen. And then he pulled out a Ripley Kramer guitar. Yeah. And I was like, how the fuck did this guy? I thought he was the craziest guy.
This is all back in 1996.
Yeah.
All this. Dave came to my house and he saw my Van Halen collection and yeah, we'd watch videos and I was Van Halen crazy then, you know, and here's Dave can back me up on this, you know.
Oh, he was great. He had Eddie Van Halen fucking, you know, tied up in the corner, fucking, you know, totally kidnapped him for a week. I don't know if you guys know about that, but Johnny,
oh my gosh.
That's why he went to jail. He fucking kidnapped Eddie.
I had that cutout, which I ended up having to sell that, but then our homie Matt Blackett gave me his.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. I have one that he gave me, and then you just bought one today. You bought a
Marilyn Monroe
cutout.
Marilyn Monroe cutout. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing about this flea market thing, we went. And it sucked. They had all this shitty bootleg shirts and everyone. You know, when you go to these guys are into music. They're snobby. They act like they're doing you a favor. Hey, they all have this kind of attitude, right? Like when you people that play jazz and you're like, I love Van Halen. Ooh, you don't play jazz. You know what I mean? You don't know your chords. That kind of guy. And this dude, you know, they were all kind of dicks and didn't have anything that cool. We go outside. There was a guy out there, and he's like, they wouldn't let me in. I got here too late. And I bought a Kiss of Gene Simmons framed poster, 70s, and for $10, a Marilyn Monroe stand-up for $10, and a Kiss 77 sticker, a big old sticker, for $5. And Johnny gave me $3.
Robbie.
What's that?
So I want to cut out a Robbie.
Of Robbie?
Life-size cutout of Robbie. Yeah.
You know, you guys all know what I'm going to say. Bite me, Ron.
I can't read your names. I don't because I can't have my glasses, so I can barely see your names. So forgive me. I didn't know who Robbie was, but
That's Robbie. There's Robbie. Look at his shirt. Look at his shirt. That's my cat.
I always wear a Johnny Bean shirt on these Saturday night.
See,
That's
I wear shirts with myself.
You're a drummer, obviously.
Well, really, what I'm doing mostly now is writing music. I've been writing a song every day for the last, I don't know, 3.5 months. And I put them on my
Beautiful.
channel. My channel is Robbie Stingle. You can find it at.
You
on
play?
YouTube.
Are you like Prince? You play like drums, bass, guitar? Are you like one multi-instrumentalist or what?
Well, yeah, I use the acoustic to play or write my originals, which is mostly what I put on my channel. And then I do electrics too. I play guitar with my teeth and sing. And lately, I have a drummer, so I have a band called Hangry with Danny Block, and that's a lot of fun. There's Nightbot. There's my channel if you want to check me out, man.
For sure, for sure.
It's pretty deep. I got like, I don't know, 600 something videos. And, yeah, it'll take you a while. I mean,
And what kind of rock? You playing some rock stuff, right?
well, it's kind of a metalish thing. It's hard to, play fast music with your teeth and not be considered metal, to tell you the truth. And I built a lot of my own guitars because I worked at Kramer with Edward. So,
oh shit,
they're all
dropping the big names. Robbie coming with some fucking fire. God damn, Edward. You know, a motherfucker knows him when his name. Oh, Edward. Like, him like that.
Yep.
I'm like, Eddie. No,
Edward,
bro.
No.
Everybody that I've ever met that grew up with him or actually personally knew him, they all called him Edward.
But here's the thing, though. When I was at the factory, and I worked next to him, did stuff he told me to do, which they wouldn't do. He wanted to do crazy shit, and they didn't want to do it. And he'd come to me, and he'd say, do this. And, of course, I'd do it. But no one talked to him. He talked to you, then you could respond. So I never actually called him Edward. I never called him anything because he talked first.
That's
fun
awesome.
fact there.
That's amazing, bro. Good for you. That's fucking amazing.
It's
be lucky to be able.
It's helped me build the guitars that I have in the way that he was doing it until, halfway through 1986. I mean, it all changed after the whole thing with the falling out with Kramer and his whole way of looking at things, like signal strength, tube amps, plexis, every component of the guitar made to get good tone feedback, the lower output pickups, everything we did, for his guitars then, it all changed when he went to PV and had a solid state preamp in that amp. And then all of a sudden, all that stuff didn't matter because you had, solid state circuitry manipulating your distortion channel, and it changed. It wasn't like you were doing everything you had to do to get that blooming sound. And
so that's why his tone's so different, because it's solid state. I had no idea.
Right. A lot of people think that they have a tube amp. They'll say it's all tubes. And it does have tubes, like a JCM 800 has tubes. It technically has tubes, but that's what they call that a hybrid amp. Those tubes are powering the preamp, but the preamp is a solid state circuit board. And then they
should have played that one.
They use the wrong capacitors and diodes, and that's where you get the whole, tinny, trebly, saturated, all down the line. So it's a whole different world.
Robbie, you're like a pussy magnet, bro. You got pussy jumping up on you and shit.
Oh, that's Zora. Zora, I don't know if she'd let me actually. I don't think she's gonna let me get her.
Robbie, so did you ever get one of those? Keep one of those guitars? Did you ever get?
I have several
of the stuff that he gave or whatever that he had a part of.
I have stuff made out of the same parts from that era, like the same batches.
Where do you live? Me and Johnny are coming over. Me and Johnny are coming over. No, just where are you at right now? Where do you live?
Oh, I live in Norman, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, yeah, that's a long drive.
I'll tell you what, Kurt Roth is saying people should have me work on their stuff. I don't want to. It's just too much.
Fuck that. You're writing songs, bro. You don't need to be working on it. Just write songs. That's the best thing you could do. Inspired by Eddie is to be able to write your songs. You can sit there and swing on his nuts all you want, but you could be what inspires me, Eddie, the most is just do you whatever the fuck you want to do. Play your music, write your songs, and especially I'm sure he wrote a song every day. He always wrote. I'm pretty goddamn sure. So that's pretty cool. I mean,
I think what people miss the boat on Edward is that they analyze everything to death. He played this note, that note, this note. It went this way, that went this way.
Yeah, Johnny.
This. The thing was, like when we'd see him play at the factory pretty often, and he would play it was timing. It was all about how much time he had. If he didn't play quick enough to get all those notes in, he wouldn't do it. He would keep it in the time that was available. And he would manipulate within there. So you see him play things, and it's often not exactly the same each time. And on top of that, he liked to have fun and jam. That was like his whole thing. He wanted. He had fun. He had fun playing. That's why he was so. People were so attracted to him. The impish grin, the going off, the this and that, the holy crap, what happened? And that's all. That's because he was a performer first. He was a showman first. Kind of like Roth was. Eddie was the same way. He had the same kind of attitude. It was the show. It was the performance. It was what he could do, performance-wise was more important than technical things and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's where his main attraction was.
Well, for me, it was his songs, man. His fucking songs. He wrote some amazing fucking jams. Like his jams are so. And what made Roth so cool to me was he's like a guy who was like a macho. Like somebody was telling me they're doing a cover of what's that, 1 Foot Out the Door, and they sang it, and it was cool, but it doesn't sound like Roth. Roth sounded like he had big old balls, right? He had songs about cheating on your wife, right? Cheating your husband out, it's like. Whereas this guy sounds like very good singer, Ian Gillan kind of vibe. But it's nothing like Roth had something that was just like he had a big old cock or something. He's had that. You know what I'm saying? Like he had this attitude and this
the swagger. Eddie had that too, the swagger, and so did Alex.
Exactly.
That swing. Yeah, it's kind of like Chris King was saying, because he saw AC/DC a lot, and he saw Angus play, and he said, Angus had swagger and Angus had swing too,
But he's small, so his dick's smaller. You know what I mean? Like Roth, his shit was, he had, you could see the whole sack, right? It was a big, I don't know. He's the kind of guy that you'd be around, scared to have your girlfriend around.
I was just so good about it. Even when they had their recordings in the early days, they were jamming, man. They were doing songs. Well, we don't know what we'll play. Well, let's play this. Bang, bang. Here's another song that they never heard before, and here we go. We just wrote another one, and it's great because it's spontaneous and it's jammed and it's alive.
And so that's the recordings that I have of Jason jamming with Greg and Matt Bissonette are them in a room jamming live, and it has that feel, and it's really cool to hear Jason just jamming, like very inspired, So I'll hopefully be able to put him out on Patreon.
That would be great. I'd love to hear that kind of thing, because that's where people really, really shine. I mean, you check out my channel, and that's what I am. I'm a performer. I don't produce jack squat. If I can't do it on my own, I won't do it. If you want somebody to play drums, I got Danny to play drums with Hangry. I'm not going to put a backing track. I'm not going to overdub. I'm not going to manipulate something. It's exactly what it is coming out, and that's what you get. And the same with the acoustics. When I perform the songs that I write, it's the same thing. It's raw, and it's all for everyone. Anybody wants to play it. Everybody wants to cover it. If you want to change it around, I don't care. There's no agenda with me. I'm not trying to make money from music. I'm not trying to be like a rock star. If I thought that way, I wouldn't be able to write anything. It's all
everybody wants some. Everybody wants some, bro. Not me. I like to auto-tune all my shit when I put out. I wanted to be. I'm cheat. AI, I'm in. because I suck.
Sorry.
What's up with you guys in the back? What are all the guitars in the background? I can't read dude's name with the glasses.
40 Grit.
40 Grit. Can you make his screen bigger?
40 Grit.
Let me see.
There we go.
Holy shit! Is that Randy Rhoads? That used to be in Guitar World. If you pay like a certain amount of and you got the guy. Yeah, remember there was an ad you could buy those posters.
Yeah, that
Guitar
one
World
too.
magazine.
That one too.
Yeah, dude.
It was the Ed, and there was the Randy and the Ed. Yeah.
And I was in one of the Guitar Worlds that was featured during Tribute when that came out.
Yeah, you could
Dude,
mail off for those. Yeah.
You're so fucking cool, bro. That's
thanks,
fucking
man.
fresh.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And you got Eddie hanging out. You actually kidnapped Eddie in the back right there. See, that's cool.
Yeah, I just haven't done my time at San Quentin yet. He's still tied up over there. So.
Those are you got all the guitars. Is that George Lynch guitar in the back?
Yeah, yeah, those are all Lynch's.
Johnny, these guys are way cooler than you, bro.
Yeah, I know.
They're way cooler than you. You're not that cool. That's amazing.
Johnny's pretty cool.
But he don't got all that cool shit.
No, I don't have any of that.
That's amazing. And you also play in a band? You write songs and the whole bit?
You know, I was I played in bands. I played in cover bands, but I've never. No, I was always a cover band guy, just playing in cover bands. When I lived in California, I moved out here to Phoenix in 2015, and I haven't gigged since 2015. So now I just collect and play guitar when I get a chance.
That's a cool room, bro.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I'll dig it. What's up on the top right? What you got? Are you a DJ? What's going on over there?
No, I used to play in heavy metal bands in the 80s and early 90s, and now I work on guitars.
Wonderful. What guitar is that on your right? That yellow?
That's a Solar.
A Solar. Wow, I never even heard of that. That's it. That looks like you're about to do a DJ set or something right now. You're like, oh, KRQR.
No.
What's your? How do you know Johnny?
Through here.
Through here. Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. That's amazing. You guys are cool as fuck, man. I gotta say, I like you guys way better than those other fucking guys.
Between me and 40, we have like 174 guitars total.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my gosh,
that's crazy.
What?
I feel like
you're muted.
Am I muted?
No, 40 Grit is muted.
Oh. Dude,
sorry, I muted myself. Hey, I've got a couple questions for you, Dave, if you don't mind.
Please.
Hey, were you involved in the reverb sales when Jason had his guitar? He was doing reverb stuff. He was selling stuff on reverb.
I was well, I did. He would ask me about stuff, and I had our friend Steve Correa. I don't know if you guys know that is Steven Correa, works with Joe Bonamassa, and so he would take the guitars and he put them on. He did the whole thing. I did all those, those benefit shows, the Not Dead Yet. Did you guys see that movie? So I put all those together with a couple of friends, with Matt Blackett, Gary Avila. And I'm in the movie, and I have a 7-year-old, so I've been in daddy mode for the last 7 years. So I haven't really been, I basically work. We all work together, but he's been pushing it on another level. He's taken it to the next step, And now we just finished a nonprofit. So we're going to be pushing that real soon to do something to help people with ALS. Because what happens is when someone tells you got ALS, it's like, okay, you're going to die. That there's nobody's going to help you, or So if there's people there that want to live, they're like, hey, we have a support team, be able to fund people to stay alive. Because Jason's been dude since '93. He's had it, and he's had such a great support team. As Johnny, he was there with us today. His mom, his dad, his uncle, his brother, his caretaker. There's a big team of people, and Johnny helped me carry a bunch of water to his house. He's got to get these big bottles of Crystal Geyser and vinegar, and it takes a lot to keep him around, And so he wants to be able to, if somebody wants to keep living and not give up, he wants to be able to support that. So, but I'm involved with a bunch, with that. I talk to Steven almost every day, and he's telling me, I want to do this, I want to do that. I'm like, just do it. Go ahead, reverb. But there's a lot of that stuff is his stuff. Like he's got a Paradise guitar up there, and some people, I guess some of those like Warren D Martini guitar was sold there, right? There's a bunch of stuff.
That's my question. That's where I was going. There was that guitar.
You bought that guitar?
No. Hold on a second. So that's a performance. That one's signed by Warren on the headstock. But there was a Warren D Martini identical to that guitar that Warren had signed for him, and it was sold. And I don't think it sold. So that was my question.
It sold.
Was that guitar or did not sell?
It sold. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I would be interested if it was still around. So
I could ask for you, but I'm
if you could ask and get back to Johnny, just ask him if the Warren D Martini bomber guitar was it was a Charvel, and if that didn't sell, please let Johnny know, and I'd be interested.
If I remember right, it sold. Just the Paul Stanley guitar sold too. Like all those things sold, from what I remember. But I could find out. I think
is the flame guitar still there?
He's got you talking about the Steve Vai flame guitar?
Yeah.
He's got that. That's his guitar. So I don't think it's for sale. Yeah, it's still there.
40's interested in that too.
He says, yeah. Those are Jason's personal guitars.
He's probably not getting rid of that performance, that flame guitar. He'd probably keep that.
You never know. You never know.
I can't help but think that these unreleased recordings that he has could be sold for a lot of money to one of these distribution companies where you sell all your catalog for a good amount of money to these places that will use it in ads or play it for
I wish
radio and stuff like
I wish that was the case. I've been trying to license his music. So I don't know if Johnny told you, I used to be in a band and we were signed to Interscope, and I got to tour the world, and it's like it's not like a heavy metal band, rock band. Our band's called Flipside, and we toured with like the Black Eyed Peas, Snoop Dogg, The Game, and so that's how it all started with me helping Jason, because when I started doing really well and doing all our stuff, somebody came into his house and said, I want to do all this stuff for you, benefit shows and this and that, and then no one did dick. So I'm like, I'll do it. And then at the time, I was connected because of the band that I started reaching out to people. And before you know, we got the ball rolling. The movie, we got him moving away from Paradise and going to Kiesel Carvin. All this stuff started happening. So I've been trying for years to get some kind of something going on with that. And unfortunately, with the music industry, there's just no. Like he signed a deal with a company called Mascot Records. You guys know those guys? You ever heard of Mascot? They suck ball. They're horrible. So they don't do shit. They don't really. It's better. And I tell him it's better to just put shit out yourself, because these labels you'll sign something for somebody and then they'll own the masters for 7 years, and then you can't do nothing. You try to license it goes to the masters. So they own the masters. So right now, I'm putting all this stuff together. I think it would be easier if we did it on Patreon, on the stuff that's not going to get released, just to give it to fans, the songs that he thinks aren't very good, right? I'm like, this is killer. I don't like it. Like, he's such a crazy fuck, that guy, with his music, that what I think is amazing, he's like, it's not that good. I'm like, this is great. Like, there's a song on the record called Baby's on Fire. You guys know that song, Baby's on Fire? Mm-hmm. It's on the Roth record. Right. Mm-hmm. So there's the demo of that song, dude, and it sounds like Primus. It's so weird. It's a demo, and it's amazing. He's like, I don't like it. I'm like, this is amazing. And so those things that he doesn't want to put out, I want to put on Patreon, because at least it goes to the fans. The fans are going to support, and they'll pay for it, and they'll donate to be able to hear this stuff. And then, because if you put it on Spotify, Spotify don't pay you nothing. You know what I mean? And I've submitted songs for licensing. For some reason, we just never we can't get anything licensed, man. And people talk, oh, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But it never gets to that level. We never could get it licensed. It's fucking lame. And I've had songs on, the show Breaking Bad. I had one of my songs on that. I've had the theme song for the Olympics. I've gotten lucky with my music because it's a hybrid of hip hop music, right? So it's got that whatever sound. So I've got lucky, but for some reason I can't get. And Jason's stuff is so perfect. He's got very orchestral stuff. That's amazing. That could be amazing in a big movie, but we just haven't met the right person yet. So hopefully, there's just like the company mascot. They gave us money up front, and we put everything into putting the record, but there was not enough for the promotion and marketing. And so it's a tough thing to be a creative person, even for someone like that who's already established, to get it to the next level, to be able to get in the movie and all that. So I'm still trying to go for that, and hopefully we can, get it.
Hey, bless
somewhere.
you, man. Bless you much for helping him. That's great.
It's one of his dreams. So I've been bugging a friend of mine who does a lot of movie stuff, and so I've been pushing, but yeah, no luck so far. Right now, I just want to get these songs done. And let me see. I'll show you the album cover, because there's some good shit on here, man. I'll get my iPad, my computer, and show you the. So I work with a team in India, and they did all my stuff for my band, and so I have they sent me a bunch of they helped me put all the social media stuff together, and I have a guy doing the artwork, and he did it's called the Strawberry Jams, and it's killer. Let me see if I can find it. And
so that's the new one?
Yeah.
The Strawberry Jams? Because I remember years ago, wasn't there a Becker record that was released?
Blackberry Jams and the Raspberry Jams.
Was Eddie on one of those, or Eddie was going to be on one of them?
He was supposed to be on Triumphant Hearts, but I guess
he was supposed to do a solo.
Yeah,
like way back in the day.
Yeah, unfortunately, he didn't get around to it, which sucks. But I don't know if you guys know, but Eddie, he helped a lot. When Jason was going through, when he helped him basically get a record deal through Warner Brothers, and that's how dude, like when they did that what's it called, what's that shit called, the Ice Bucket Challenge, right?
Yeah.
He challenged fucking John Mayer and Eddie. And Eddie was like, well, I can't, so he gave him $10,000, to help out. Like, he always helped him out, he always did a lot for Jason. Dude, that you can't, the stuff that no one knows about, and it's pretty crazy. That guy's he was a class act, as you can see in the video of, okay, let me see. Let me show you the new album cover. There it is. Where is? Come on. Anyways. Yeah, so do I have any of the music? I might have some music I could play a little bit of. Okay, here it is. Dun, dun, dun. Come on. Come on. All right, hold on. Come on. All right, it's downloading. This is his new album cover. It's called The Strawberry Jam. So you tell me if you could see this.
Yeah, there it is. So is that out yet?
No, I'm working on it right now. I'm still working on it. It's called A Collection of Demos, Songs, and Ideas on Guitar. And I'm waiting on a couple things on it right now, but he's got I think we're going to release a thing of John Scofield, right? You guys know that guy, John Scofield. He did a song on Triumphant Hearts that never came out, and that's him playing on it. So let me see. This is, I don't know if you guys can hear this. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Where's the speaker filter? So that's John Scofield playing. That's Jason playing. And then he'll start playing. Anyways, I'll play you some more of this. This is a demo from Cacophony. You guys know the song Images? Have you guys ever heard? This is off like a Cacophony record, it's a demo. And I got this version here is pretty crazy. It's not done. It's called We Can Blues. It's Jason playing blues for 11 minutes. And it's called We Can Blues because his hand falls off of his neck a couple times. And he's ripping, dude. Even with that challenge, he's still killing it, dude. That motherfucker, man. And I'm still waiting for the bass player to send me the track. I don't know if you guys can hear it very good.
Yeah, we can hear it. So that's like David Lee Roth era?
Yeah. And there's a lot of shreddy stuff, too. Right. This is off a little guitar.
Oh yeah. Listen to that. Woo!
There's a lot of crazy stuff, dude. There's so much.
That's fantastic.
So there's some ripping, but I'll play you some that this isn't gonna come out. So I'll play you this. What I was telling you about that song "Babies on Fire."
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Here we go. This is fucking crazy to me. I heard this. I was like, dude, we got to put this on. He's like, nope, I don't like it.
Man.
Do you remember this, Johnny?
I know that one, yeah.
This is all the demos you did for the record. Keyboards, it's comedy. It's like fun.
Some great stuff.
He doesn't want to put it up. And then here's something that's pretty cool because it's with Dave. This is called 40 Below. And it's in the you can hear him jamming in the room. It's the alternate take. You doesn't have vocals for it yet, you know? And then he's also the solo, so that's where this gets. Anyway, there's a lot. And it's all just they're live in the room. The solos all played live, improvised. There's a bunch of stuff, dude, and he doesn't want to put it out. And I'm like, dude, we got to put this shit out. He's like, nope. You know, it's Showtime, a different version of it's Showtime. You know, I don't know if you guys know, there's a song off his solo album. And at the end of the song, he plays Leave It to Beaver, right? The melody for Leave It to Beaver. But Mike Varney didn't want him to put it out, so he did it backwards. So no one knew what song it was. Well, I have the fucking Leave It to Beaver, you know, and it's what's the name of the song? Let me see. Here we go. You know this song? Brother in the Cellar, I think it's called. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. So Barney was like, you can't put that. I wouldn't get sued by the team. Isn't that funny?
That's cool.
So that's what I want.
Uh-oh. We'll see you, Dave. They'll probably be back. See, I wasn't joking, you guys. I know these people. I wasn't kidding. Wow, unreleased Jason Becker, dude.
Man, I gotta say, there's not a lot that I really do like. I'm not one to say, oh man, I really like that. But man, what I just heard was astounding. That's gangbusters there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Raymond. Raymond's great, man. Raymond's always all over my new songs. And
Uncle Raymond.
I can't thank Raymond enough, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And like I was telling you guys earlier before Dave jumped in, if you never heard of Jason Becker, I mean, definitely check out the documentary. Dave is in it. He's one of the guys that's in it, and you can learn all about Jason and what he's done, what he's doing. Although the movie came out in 2012, 2011. I think it was filmed in 2010-ish. So it came out a while ago. But it's still, it has Jason's history and every year until hopefully Dave jumps back in, but every year Dave would help put together these benefits called Not Dead Yet. And the documentary, well, you guys have all seen the footage of Edward Van Halen, Billy Sheehan, Steve Lukather playing in Chicago. Mm. They're wearing the tank tops and the caps.
Yeah,
that was the first Jason Becker benefit, is what that was. That was in Chicago, and then that was in like '96, I think, and then by 2010, 2009, 2010, Dave Lopez was helping put together more of these benefits local to the Bay Area. So they would be once a year. One would be at like the Great American Music Hall was one year I went. Richie Kotzen played. There was another year. It was at Slim's. Joe Satriani headlined. I actually have that whole Satriani set on my channel here. You guys can see it. Who else was there that night? I think Jeff Watson played, from Night Ranger. Who else was there? I think Marty Friedman, played.
I thought the I thought the Jason Becker benefit that Ed played at was the second one because he couldn't make the first one, and there was a special one done because Ed could go to it. The first one that went down, for some reason, Ed couldn't go.
Are you talking? Okay. Actually, that would have been the first time I ever heard of Jason Becker. That was in 90 or 91. Mm-hmm. There was Guitar for the Practicing Musician, and there was that centerfold with all those players.
Yes.
Jeff Watson was there. George Lynch was there. Lukather was there.
Mm-hmm.
Kotzen. This guy. I've got the video.
Because
if I can find it.
And actually, to be honest with you, Ed says that in that video when he gives Jason the Wolfgang guitar, he said, "I'm sorry I couldn't make it, but I'll make it to the next one." If you watch that video,
okay,
yeah, watch the video because that's where I think I saw it, because I think they're asking him if he could make it to the next benefit, and he said he would. And then came the Van Halen 3 Eddie with Lukather. And they're on that stage in Chicago, and he's got those weird shorts on, and the beret hats.
They were called like the.
They had like a name, I forget.
Like the Brutus Experience.
Something.
Yeah.
But I know that Ed was troubled that he couldn't make it to the first one, and he said, "I'll be at the second one," and then that's when they had the Steve Lukather and him jamming on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that must have been like the first one. And then this guy was there. I've got a little video. This dude was there.
Hey, Johnny Beans here, guys. Look at this. You guys know this legend right here, eh? Look at that. Make sure you check out his YouTube channel as well. Click the name, go subscribe. Very, very nice guy.
That's Thomas McRocklin.
Yeah, that's the Steve Vai kid.
That's known as Little Stevie Vai. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Who still looks the same to this day. Yeah.
I still look the same too. Yeah.
That guy's a great guitar player, though. I mean, and he's got cool guitars that Vi gave him. If you watch his YouTube channel, he's got some really cool guitars that Vi gave him. So.
Yeah. But yeah, he was there at that one. Yeah, so that would have been 90 or 91, and I'm thinking if that was like the first benefit, Van Halen was on tour for Carnal Knowledge at that point. So it would have been that second one. Dave. Hey man.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Sorry about that. My phone died.
Yeah.
Fucking lame. Hold on. What a great fucking guest, huh? Well,
yeah.
I was just about to charge it and it died on me.
We've had other guests just leave in the middle of a show, so it's nothing. We've had all kinds. I've been doing these shows for so long. Yeah, he's like, well, it's dinner time.
Right in the middle.
Yeah. Somebody that wanted to join us. He wasn't really a guest. He just wanted to like be here. And then he's like, well, I got to go. It's dinner time. And then he just left.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was
Robbie was there.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Guys. My phone died.
So Dave,
shit about me before?
we were, but Dave. So we were talking about the Not Dead Yet, the benefits. Was the first benefit the one with all those dudes with the centerfold? Remember the Guitar for the Practicing Musician in like 90 or do you remember that show?
You're talking about the original 93 one.
That was 93?
Yeah. You're talking about the one with there's like a cover or there's like everybody sitting down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
was in LA.
So that was the first one, and because 40 Grit here was saying they invited Edward to that, but Edward couldn't make it, so Eddie's like, I'll make it to the next one, and that was the one in Chicago with Sheehan and Lukather.
No. He wasn't invited to that one. He didn't
the first
know
one?
about the first one. So if you
Okay.
see the video, there's a video when he meets Jason, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about, well, I wasn't invited. They have a joke about it. And
Okay.
that's when he wasn't invited to that one because he gave Jason shit about, you didn't even invite me, you know. So in the video, he might have been invited. He might have been just playing around with Jason. But in that video, they talk about that show, and he's like, you didn't even invite me, you know. So,
yeah, but the cool thing about that video is he tells him in that video, and I believe it's the same video when he gives him the Wolfgang. He said, "I'll be at the next one."
Yeah, that was.
And then the next one was the one with Lukather and him.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Yep.
But there's a video of that show.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's freaking awesome.
But the video that I have has them hanging out backstage, kicking it, and Eddie, you know, like all from behind the stage, and then that's not out yet. So I got to. I'm digitizing all these videos that no one's seen. That's pretty cool, you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So that video is pretty fucking rad because, you know, they're back there warming up, playing, and they're all talking to Jason, you know, and then Marty's there. I mean, it's pretty cool, man. No one's seen this footage. Like, they sent it to Jason because he couldn't be there, and it was before we did all this online stuff, so he couldn't, you know, Zoom or nothing, right? So it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw because he gave me there was like a box of VHS tapes at his house. And I'm like, dude, what's up with these tapes? He goes, oh, whatever. Could I check them out at night? And I'm like, this is crazy. All this stuff. Concerts of Cacophony no one's ever seen. So I'm digitizing all that stuff right now. That's the kind of stuff I want to put on Patreon. You know, every week, a couple videos, couple songs, just for the crazy nuts, you know, and put stuff like you heard that song with Leave It to Beaver, right? And him jamming with Roth, because you can't put those out either because, you know, he doesn't own them, you know. There's just demos, and Roth, I'm sure, will get mad. But if you put it on Patreon, it's a little different, you know. You get more leeway. And
you let Roth get mad. We're trying to help Jason here. What's he going to say? Oh, I didn't want to help him because I'm so full of myself. What's left of his career will be over for sure.
You know, what's crazy is when I told you about the Ice Bucket Challenge, Roth, because I called John Mayer, he called out Eddie, and he called out David Lee Roth, right? And Eddie sent him an email, hey, sorry I couldn't be, because he was fighting cancer at the time, right? So he's like, sorry I can't be in your video, but I'll send you some money. So he sent him some money. John Mayer made a video. You guys see that video with John Mayer, the Bucket Challenge?
Yeah, I remember that.
Class act, that guy, right?
Yeah.
And then Dave Roth sent $10,000 to the ALS research. You know, he has never talked to Roth all these years since then. Nothing.
I believe that.
Yeah. And he said to him, like, and years later, I guess when they asked him, how come your guitar player from the record is on tour? And Roth said, well, some people can cut it live and some people only can cut it in the studio. And Jason was really hurt about that. Like, dude, I could cut it live. I just got sick, right? So just little shitty things that Roth is. He's a very confusing guy, you know? You don't know who he really is. It's like such a weird, he's like the Joker or something, right? You see interviews, he was on Joe Rogan, and I'm like, what the fuck's he talking about? He doesn't.
I couldn't understand any of it.
No, and it's crazy, you know? So he's a weird guy. You know,
do you remember that girl that we knew that used to jam at Soundwave, Emily?
Yes.
Remember her?
Yeah,
you know,
she was related to him.
She told me that her dad was like cousins with Roth. She used to go to Roth's house when she was a kid, like his mom's house. She couldn't even get a hold of him. You know, she tried when remember when Van Halen was on tour in 2012 when they were up here? She tried getting a hold of him and she couldn't.
No, she's
she's related to him.
Yeah, he's a weird cat, man. I don't know what to say about that. But so there's another story. When they did that record, he wanted to do like another eruption on an album because he thought Jason's sweep stuff was like, well, this is some other new shit on guitar, right? So he said maybe you could do something like that on an album, like Eruption, And so he tried to, there's a song called Serrana that he does arpeggios on. It's a really popular song. Anyways, he did it for Roth, and Roth is like, yeah, I'm not feeling it. It's because Jason's hands were already getting weak at the time. So he that record could have had some crazy shredding on it, but he was too weak, So it's a sad thing, but pretty, it's like, imagine what would have been like if he would have been able to actually tour and play and not have, he was already walking with a cane when he was doing that record, falling over or whatever.
Yeah.
But he still finished that record. So, so it's a crazy thing. So I have all these, like I said, recordings of that era when he was trying to, put this stuff out, and wrote songs for Roth. And there's a song that he did that I'm getting worked on that could have been so heavy and great for the Roth record, and so we're gonna finish it now. Fuck it, we have the files, might as well finish it, But did I ever tell you my Roth story? I got close enough to. So my band was playing Madison Square Garden with the Black Eyed Peas, and we had with fucking press to do that the morning, right? And so there's a friend of mine. There's a radio show guy here. His name is JV. He recently passed away a couple of months ago.
Right.
Yeah. So JV was a really good friend of ours, and we did a bunch of shows here in the Bay. But anyways, he moved to New York, and he remember when Roth was on radio in New York. He replaced Howard Stern.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah.
All right. So we went, and he's like, "Yeah, I just replaced Roth on this show. I'm getting his slot now." Right. And so I'm like, oh, wow. So we went there, and I saw Roth walk in the door and got fired. Right. And I'm like, I'm excited to see, I'm finally getting to see Roth. And I was going to ask him, dude, what's up? Jason says hi. I was going to bring up Jason. I was like, after all these years, I'm going to finally get to see Roth and say something. Anyways, I seen him walk by, and I didn't get a chance to say anything. And he walks in the door. And then JV's like, don't say nothing, dude. He's getting fired right now. Like, what? He's getting fired.
Oh, my God.
And so he walked out of the door, and him and his guitar player was there, too. He's waiting in the hallway. I was talking to him. I was like, yeah, I'm friends with Jason. Oh, Jason, fuck yeah. Anyways, he walks out, bro, and I saw the look of death on his face. Like, I didn't say, he like kind of thing, if you said something, he would have punched you in the face. Like, he was... I've never seen somebody's light just go down. Like, he went from regular guy to being just killed just now. And he walked right by me, and I just like, oh, I ain't saying nothing to this dude right now. I had nothing to say. He was fucking so pissed, dude. And I was there, and if it would have been a day earlier, I would have been able to talk to him. But the timing is crazy, right? Like, I was like, finally get to say something about Jason to him and see why he never called or whatever, right? Send him a message. And he had just got fired from the show, and it was like, it was a trip. You see people's energy, like this guy had like someone fucking killed his dog or something, it's like heavy, I was like, oh, that sucks. And yeah, so then we did the show after that, but he got fired that day. It was comedy.
Wow.
But yeah, so far no one's been able to what John 5 is really good friends with Roth, and there's been communication with him, talking to Jason, but I'm like, we should tell John 5 to say something. Hey, can you say something? Reach out to him and say hello or anything. Like, the fact that he's, after all these years, he's never said nothing it's fucked up, Like, that's kind of a fucked up thing. So, I love David Lee Roth because those records are amazing and they're forever. He's always gonna be forever the greatest in that thing. But what a fucking weirdo that guy, His remaking of those songs. Have you heard his remakes he's done of those songs?
Yeah.
I actually had to do a cover of Everybody Wants Some because his was so bad. I felt obligated to do a cover on my own. Do it. I think it's still the most watched video I've done musically.
But what's the purpose? Because most of the time we've done the versions of our songs. We had a song that was really popular, but we don't own the masters. So we redid it so we could license it for TV and all that stuff, right? So when they want it, we have our version, so we get all the money because we're broke. That motherfucker has all the money. Why is he staining this fucking great legacy by playing his shitty versions? You know, I don't get it. You know what I mean? What the
Thank
fuck's
you,
he
Ryan.
doing? Right?
Oh, Ryan likes my version of that song. It was very popular.
Oh, are you chatting? There's chats right now?
Yeah.
And I'm talking hella shit like everybody's. Sorry if I
No,
offend anybody.
you're cool, man. No, Dave, man, you're cool. Absolutely cool, man. Absolutely cool.
Oh, look at these. See, there's a Ryan Skyprop. Hey, guys. Sorry, I haven't even. You guys are talking shit about me. I didn't even know.
Everybody hide.
Jack. You have the vinyl for Perpetual Burn. Awesome. Ever played Joe Satriani? No, but Joe Satriani played on the first Not Dead Yet concert we put together.
Yeah.
So, hey, Mike, show has been incredible. All right on, Ryan. Sorry for my potty mouth. Ryan, right on. It's Patreon. He went full weirdo. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just going to read these. I didn't even know we're talking to people.
Oh, yeah.
Should have nothing. Yeah. Roth's mom went crazy near the end of her life, too. That could be it. Yeah, because it's the Roth show. That's you guys have been talking. You've been chatting up this whole time. I didn't even know. Right on. Dave is awesome. Thank you. All right, there you go. So I forgot. I used to do these with Johnny with my band, and what's it called? And I forgot.
When the pandemic happened, I was helping you and your other band members do this type of thing, and you guys would have me on your channel.
Yeah.
Doing shows.
No one knew how to do any of this shit. So we're like, yeah, Johnny, you run it. And
yeah.
We just talk shit. Yeah. No, and I'm happy you're still doing it. It's awesome.
I'm going on 8 years of doing these weekly. Several times a week. I'm always doing these things.
And how many shirts do you have? 8 shirts?
I got 3 shirts.
3 shirts.
I got to make new shirts.
Thank you, Zach Thong. Thank you. We got to shout him out.
Funny. That's awesome. I love it. This is great. Fuck. Fucking. What else? Yeah, man. You know, I do all this shit for Jason because I've known Jason since I was I'm 15 years old. You know, he's been my favorite person ever.
That's what I was telling them earlier, is because I was explaining that I was late for the show tonight because I was up there, and I told them where I was and what we were doing and stuff, and then I'd mentioned you and how we met and how did you meet Jason originally?
It's funny. So when I was in Richmond, we're from Richmond, and I remember, you know how I'm sure you guys could relate, you know, in your neighborhood. Everybody who plays guitars, you'd hear about, oh, I heard this guy could play this song. I heard this guy, you know, everyone knows each other in the neighborhood that plays guitar. And so I would hear about this guy that could play Yngwie 3 times faster than Yngwie. I'm like, what? And we're like, he's 15 years old. He could play 3 times faster than I was like 13 or something. I was really little, you know, in junior high or something. And I'd hear about this guy that could play faster than Yngwie. And he's from Richmond. And so, you know, I'm like, what? And then I heard he played at Kennedy High School up the street, and he played Yngwie. I'm like, with this legendary fucking guy, Jason Becker. So I had no idea who the fuck. I knew who he was, but I never met him. I just knew that, you know, in this area here where we grew up, that's like, there's a guy named Mark Biederman who's in a band called Blind Illusion, who taught Les Claypool how to play bass. He taught Kirk Hammett, Gary Holt from Exodus. This whole area is a bunch of guitar players, right? So you'd hear about all the guys, everybody in the neighborhood. So I'd hear about Jason, and then my friend came over with a cassette. KUSF was the radio station. They played the first Cacophony album. And I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Because I was into Yngwie, but when I heard that, I'm like, this is crazy. So then I remember, so I don't know how I found out about auditioning for this band, Dragon Skull, right? We got to come. So I went to this dude's house in the Richmond Hills, and it wasn't a very good band. Turns out it was Jason's brother Aaron's band, right? And so the guitar player, this guy that was in the band, he didn't like me because I played better leads than him, so I didn't get the gig. So they're like, and Aaron called me, I'm sorry about that. My friend's kind of a weirdo, and he didn't want you in the band because he wanted to do all the lead, whatever, little kid shit. But I was sitting in the living room, and this fucking guy shows up, and he's like, hey, that sounds really, he was complimenting how I played, and he was really fucking cool. And all of a sudden, I'm like, is that fucking Jason Becker? Sure enough, it was fucking Jason. I was 15 years old. He was 17 or something. And I'm like, and he was so fucking normal and cool, and I had no ego whatsoever. He was so fucking cool. And so I started taking lessons from my mom. Used to pay money for lessons for me after she heard the song called The Ninja. So that's how I started getting to know him. And turns out what happened, the reason why he could play Yngwie better than Yngwie was his dad was showing off to his friends at work. Like, my son could play Eddie Van Halen and Eric Clapton. He could play he's better than anybody. He was showing off. And there's a record by Yngwie called Steeler. You guys know that record, Steeler? When Yngwie was in Steeler? Well, there's an instrumental on there, and this guy fucking, sped up the record player to 45, right? And recorded that song and gave it to Gary. Yeah, if your son's that good, have him learn this song. So it's Yngwie 3 times faster because he sped it up. And you believe it or not, this motherfucker Jason learned it, right? So when the Yngwie album came out, Rising Force came out, he's like, I could play all this shit already. He picked it apart. He could play with his eyes closed because he learned how to because you don't know the challenges, there's no, he had no idea. So that's why he was so fucking incredible, because somebody tried to play a practical joke, and he learned it. He stayed home, didn't go out, didn't get no fucking party. He didn't party, none of that. He just played guitar all day, and he learned Yngwie. And then when Yngwie came out, he could play that whole record first listen, So it's crazy what your mind could do, right? Like if you have no obstacles, right? You just, you don't know that no one could play that fast, but he fucking did. So that's why there's a video of him at 15 playing Yngwie at Kennedy High School, because he had learned how to play that. So that's how it started. And that's how I met him. And that's, just I would ask him, how the fuck did you learn that? And that's Gary told me that story. Somebody played a practical joke, and, he had the last laugh, So he was so out of control, dude. He'd be like, okay, I'm going to do a guitar solo for a song. He would be bored of just playing normal. So he'd grab his 4-track, turn the tape around, and learn how to play what he played backwards, forwards. Right? How fucking crazy is that guy? He'd learn how to play, he's like, I'm so bored playing forward regular style. Let me find another way to phrase this by playing backwards, learning how to play what I played backwards, but play it forwards backwards. So the song Baby's on Fire, there's that solo is him turning the tape over and learning what he heard of what he played backwards. And that solo is him playing backwards forwards. So yeah, it's fucking nuts, dude.
Whoa.
So I always felt, in my mind, in my heart, I've always felt like, when they say that grunge killed rock and guitar for that moment in time, I think like if Jason wouldn't have gotten sick, we would have had more craziness going on with the guitars. You know what I mean? We would, because he was stepping to the sweeps, and he was going on some crazy other stuff, backwards, forwards, and it wasn't like he was super technical. Like he was so fun, and it's first take, and it's all real, So, yeah, man. So I always feel that, like, if you would have been able to play Serrana on A Little Ain't Enough, then, you couldn't have denied that album, but it is what it is. So, but yeah, I think that the guitars would have been kept going forward, because he was out of his mind, that guy, with his craziness, So, yeah, man.
Wow.
Pretty crazy.
And so you were there when he got the call to audition for Roth and all that.
I did. I did, and he got the gig, and then I remember seeing him driving by my house. He was a terrible driver, so I'm like, oh my God, Jay, and I was honking at him, and he was driving to the freeway, and he was just swerving, and he was the most. So you know what this motherfucker used to do when he drove at stoplights? Did I ever tell you about this, Johnny?
No, but I
crazy
have a feeling.
So he didn't like waste time at stop signs, at stoplights. He bought a little guitar, a small guitar, and he would practice at stop signs and stoplights, playing as he drove.
I wonder if that story ever got public before, because I remember back in the early 90s, late 80s somewhere, where Guitar World used to have a cartoon, and the character in the cartoon, that's what he would do. He would play guitar at stoplights.
Yeah, probably. Well, remember we were sitting right next to that guitar. We were at his house today. It's called a Sammy guitar. It's a small. I just played you a song, and I said, when you were, saying, hey, that's a shredding. That was him playing on a little guitar, but he just didn't like wasting time. He had to fucking play while he drove. That's why I think he was a terrible driver. He was too focused on his guitar, So, but I was when he got the gig, I was like, hey, I was yelling at him when he drove because he lived right down the street, And so, yeah. But then I didn't see him for a long. Once he got sick, I didn't see him for a long time. Couldn't really speak, and he wasn't, he was depressed or whatever. And eventually, I just started showing up, unannounced. Hey, what's up? And I just talk shit, because the one thing about Jason, we're very much alike. We talk shit. We just laugh and make jokes, and he's comedy, dude. That's all we do is say crazy, stupid shit. So I would go over there and I'd just make him laugh the whole time. And that's when his dad's like, you don't ever have to call. You can come anytime you want, because when you're here, you make him laugh so hard that he forgets he's depressed, And to this day, whenever he's going through any health thing or whatever, I'd go over there and I'd make him laugh, and he'd make me laugh because this is the kind of guy Jason is. I'm a Raider fan. He's a Niner fan. And so when the Niners and the Raiders would play and the Raiders would win over the Niners, I'd call him. I'm all, you're a bitch, right? I'd talk shit to him. And then all of a sudden, when the Niners would win, he'd call me. And there's nothing worse than a shit-talking Jason Becker, because he speaks with his eyes, right? So you'd hear like WHOS and then THEBITCHNOW. Right? Who's the bitch now? Right? And hang up. You know what I mean? He always he comes with some, because you think like, wow, he's so deep, right? He's such a spiritual. He is that guy. But you're waiting for some spirituality, and when he calls you a bitch, one letter at a time, and you're waiting for him, and he's talking shit. It's like, fuck you, man, right? That's the kind of guy he is. He's always been hilarious. And so we were, a fan sent me a recording of a GIT thing that he did, right? Him and Marty. And you could hear Marty, he's super serious, guitar's real, serious musician. And Jason, on that recording, is fucking around the whole time talking shit. And you could hear the tension with Marty and Jason, to the point where somebody goes, why don't you guys go see a marriage counselor or something, right? Because Marty was so serious, and Jason just didn't give a fuck. He's just such a mellow, just a funny, he's a kid, right? And so there was also another recording of him doing a clinic, and he's like, yeah, Richie Kotzen, yeah, we're butt buddies, right? say shit like, and so I talked to fucking Richie, he played here a couple weeks ago with the Winery Dogs, and that's another guy. Richie Kotzen is fucking so cool, dude. He's such a good friend with Jason, and he's a comedy too. But anyways, I saw him, and I'm like, yeah, I was listening to this recording of Jason talking about you, all right, and he called you his butt buddy. He goes, hey man, we weren't really butt buddies. We weren't into that. I'm like, I know you were, but he goes, but I don't think he understood what that meant at the time. We were really young, And he's all, yeah. And so he told me a story of how Jason was producing Richie's album, right? And Jason was sitting down and Richie walked up and farted in Jason's face, right? And Jason got hella mad and threw a gum at him, right? And this is the 80s, right? So the gum got in fucked up his hair. And so Richie got hella mad and threw a fucking guitar at Jason's head. Like he was so mad. And they were fighting because he farted on his face, right? And then he had to go to the Phantom Blue girls. The band Phantom Blue helped him get the gum out of his hair. And, so they've been fucking off. They've been for years. And they have this inside jokes amongst each other, And so I want to put some of that stuff on this record, like little pieces of interviews, because there's some amazing playing. He told me that that GIT thing he did with Marty, he says that was the peak of his ability to play. He was like the best he could play. And when you hear it, it's like, oh my God, this has been right before he got the Dave gig. He was playing out of his mind, So it's comedy, dude. He's hilarious, Bud buddies and shit. And Richie's eyes got all big. Oh, no, we weren't butt buddies, man. And we were just kids. We're just fucking around. And so, that's the kind of guy he is. He's just a regular, funny, and he never took himself too serious when it came to being like Yngwie Malmsteen. Like those guys are just like, oh, fucking, I'm arrogant. Like he was never like that. He wanted to play football or just a regular guy. Especially he's still that same guy. He's still funny. So you see him talking. We're with him today. He's sitting there laughing. Talking shit, so
telling jokes and stuff. And I was explaining to everybody how he communicates. Gary developed this system of eye movements and a chart. So can you read it? Have you learned it?
I'm awful at that. So he did it before I left. He goes, "Why don't you read some of this, Dave?" I'm like, "Oh fuck," right? So he starts doing, and I get hella nervous. And so then one of his caretakers, Tanook, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go." I'm like, "Where are you gonna go?" "I'm gonna take a bus home." "I'll give you a ride." So I snuck. "I'm all right, later. I gotta go." When he's
today?
Me I was like, "I'll see you later," because I get all nervous. I get all because I can't, because it's two movements, right? I don't know if you guys know. It's 6 boxes, and each box has letters, like 3 or 4 letters, and they're all placed. So when he looks up, he does one movement. It goes to the box, and in that box he moves either whatever direction to spell. And so I could spell it, but I forget what the last 3 letters were, right? So I'm like, oh, I spelled it, but what the fuck does it say? Because I forgot. So I gotta get a pen and paper, write it down. It's been a thing, and he always talks shit to me about it. Like, all these fucking years, you still don't know how to speak to me. I'm like, it's hilarious, but yeah, whatever. And there's people show up, they're there for like a month and they learn it, and I've been around since the 90s, early 90s. I still don't know how to do that shit. I get nervous. It's so weird.
I remember at one of the parties, Gretchen was there. Gretchen,
she knows it. Yeah,
she knows it. She can read it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember her like going up to him and communicating with him. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a bad friend. Yeah. It's horrible, man. Anyways, all right. I need to get my ass. I got to get up and get ready for going to bed and all that stuff. It was a pleasure to talk to you guys. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I talk so much. You guys are like, no,
Oh, no problem.
But that's usually how I am with Johnny. Because Johnny talks so fucking much. He won't shut the fuck up. So he's got to take over the conversation because he's, Johnny Bean. He's, and whatever. It is what it is. But I like this. This is a cool crew, man. I like,
These guys are awesome.
Yeah, those other guys, not cool. Not cool.
Yeah.
And Johnny's just the best. He's just so passionate about this stuff, about music and, Andy Summers. He stalks Andy Summers around, fucking.
Dave, did you see that video? Did you ever see that video of Andy Summers?
When you got arrested for fucking...
Look at this. Did you ever see this? Check this out. Look at this.
Oh, no.
Look at this.
Thank you, first of all, very much for joining us. But now we've got Johnny. Hello, Johnny.
Hi, how are you?
Is that Johnny Bean?
Yes.
Hey, man, how are you?
Hey, good to see you, man. Been a while.
Are you still living in San Francisco?
Yep.
You guys know each other? You guys hang out?
I bet it. Yeah, it's funny.
What's
Did you ever see that?
Yes, Johnny. A million fucking times I've seen that video. You always show the same fucking shit. Like, hey, it's Andy Summers' fucking, third cousins, whatever. Andy Summers. And notice it's a different background that you have now. How long ago was that video?
That one? That was 8 years ago.
Exactly.
That was before I lived here. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that video for 8 years, Johnny Bean. God damn it. Get a new fucking video, Johnny.
Yeah.
Weren't you stalking? Didn't you get like a fucking one of those anti-stalking laws because of Johnny Bean fucking
restraining order?
Restraining order.
Know.
Johnny Bean. What? Oh, what's up, Eddie? I didn't know you were going to be here at Barnes & Noble. What's up, dude? You at the airport?
I'm actually going to see him. He's gonna be in Monterey. I'm gonna go see him play.
That poor bastard. One of the best moments ever was when Johnny Bean out of nowhere has a picture of him hanging out with Eddie. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, he didn't tell nobody nothing. He just all of a sudden I'm here with Edward. Edward, like he knew him and shit. Like he knew him fucking Edward. Oh, me and Edward, you guys don't know about Edward? And I was what the fuck, Johnny? I was texting you when it happened. What do you do? Oh, no big deal. I just happened to be at a club, and fucking I was stalking him, and he happened to be there. What was that like for you? Did you fucking freak out when you met Edward? No big deal.
No, it was just a normal. I was invited. I was invited. It was a private party that a friend of mine invited to, and he was there. And when I saw him, I saw him, and I'm like, wow, and I left him alone. I didn't talk to him, and then I had a mutual friend introduce me to him, and he was just a normal dude, and it was pretty.
Who believes Johnny about this? Do you think Johnny was like, oh my God, fucking Edward? I don't believe you. Oh yeah, what's up, dude? Yeah, nice to meet you. You've seen my show? Look at my shirt. Did you see,
He actually did see one of these shows one time.
Did he?
I heard he did see one. Yeah.
He's like, this motherfucker is crazy. Like he's just. What's up with Wolfie? Have you met Wolfie yet?
No.
What do you guys think of Wolfie of the Mammoth? You guys down with Mammoth?
Yeah, I think it's great that he's not trying to be his dad. I think that's.
But do you guys like his music? Are you guys in? Everyone's quiet now when I ask that. Right? No one wants to piss anybody off. But what do you guys think of his music?
I like that he is rocking. In a world where nobody's rocking, he still is. Unless it's like some old band that's still around for, God knows how long. He's making new rock and roll, and I think that's keeping kind of like rock alive. So.
But do you like his jams though? That's what I want. Do you like his music? I'm happy he's rocking too. I listen to one or two songs and I'm like, oh, this is good. But I always go back to Fair Warning, right? I still go back to the.
All right. I'm not a big fan of it. I think it sounds good and all, but I'm old and.
I think, I think, and I think it's not for us. I think it's for young people that like rock, that are, you know what I'm saying? Like it's because I was just talking to somebody about that, there's guys that grew up on Randy Rhoads and Eddie Van Halen, like we did, right? And like Jason and all these guys are the newer generation. So those guys are they don't understand the shrapnel and that kind of stuff. They're not into it,
That's
so
interesting.
Yeah,
I was like, Jimmy Page and
Yeah.
Leslie West. I was before that, you know.
Exactly. So there's like a generations for like, I hear some younger music now, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? And I'm like, oh, it's because I'm old. It's not for me. I'm not supposed to like this. You know what I mean? I like when I listen to Greta Van Fleet, I'm like, I don't get this at all. But the kids love them. So it's like I feel like Mammoth. I listen to them, and this is really good. But I'm still, my hard drive is filled with rock already. There's not enough something new that's gonna make me go, ooh, I can't wait to, you know. I mean anything, but it's not for. I'm 51. You know what I mean? So it's not for us. It's a whole other generation. So I'm happy that he's keeping the legacy alive. He's making new music for the younger generation because no one can relate to Aerosmith when you're 16. They're like, those guys are a bunch of old guys, right? You don't like, you love the music, but you can't relate to that, you know. So
For me, when Aerosmith was around, you know, that was still cool, but that was kind of like almost a new kind of thing because, you know, I'm 61. So, you know, I was listening to Donovan, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Steppenwolf, you know, I was kind of digging Sabbath, but Sabbath was kind of a new thing.
Yeah.
You know, I was way into Zeppelin, obviously, to Gone. And, you know, Page, Bonham, that was like what I really liked. And then I got into other things too. I liked Yes. And, you know, I saw them in concert 6 times. But
that's when music was music and men were men and there was no condoms. You know what I mean? That was a different time. You know what I'm saying? There was a different time then. People could do craziness, right? We got fucked out of ours. And now the younger, we grew up in an era where, you know, AIDS and crack and whatever. These kids now, they can't even fucking do drugs because they got fentanyl in them. Like, they can't even party. It's a different time. It's like every generation gets a different thing. But the fact that he's keeping guitar music alive is awesome. And I'm happy because, you know, fuck, man, it's hard to do music. And he's got an advantage being a Van Halen. But if he wasn't good, no one would want to do anything. And he is good, you know. It's just not, I can't relate to that stuff too much, you know. There's a couple, he has a song using his dad's guitars and amps. And those sound really good, you know. He's got a great voice, you know. I mean, he's really good. But I think, you know, us old guitar Van Halen fans it's hard not to, like, go back to the old songs, you know, which is good. So when we have kids, they're like, we don't get any of this Van Halen shit. I like Mammoth because it's newer production, newer, you know. So it's like, you know, so it's a
I think Raymond has a good comment here. There's very little new music I can get into. And he is one of my biggest fans. I'm giving him new music every day, you know. That might be part of the reason why I like to do it too, because I don't really hear anything that I like either, you know. So, you know,
because how can you? Your hard drive is full of this incredible music. Right?
I don't have a hard
Leslie
drive.
West in your brain.
In my brain, yeah.
Drive. Like, you grew up on Leslie West, so it's like when you hear Leslie West, that was Randy Rhoads' favorite guitar player, right? Without that dude, and same with it was Michael Schenker's favorite guitar player was Leslie West, right? So you go back to the old school like that. So it's like, you know, it's all an evolution of music. And when you're a young kid, you know, you have to have new music. You know, it's always good to go back to the old stuff. But the new music for me was Metallica. Growing up in the Bay Area, when those records were coming out, that was new.
I was older when that came out. I dug Garage Days. I dug Kill 'Em All. After that, I thought it was weak. It was just me, though. But I just thought that, you know, those first ones were intense. I did not like the tones and sounds, but I thought at least it rocked. You know, I liked the fast stuff. And it was kind of like when I get a little older and like Suicidal Tendencies, I thought they rocked too because they would rock hard.
I like that. The hardcore, that first album to me was my favorite when they were like punk rock. You know, they were hardcore. That was because I love hardcore, all that punk stuff. You know, so You know, so it's like it all depends on where you're at. But you know, I'm like I said, I'm happy for the Greta Van Fleets and for all those guys. I don't listen to any of that shit, but fuck yeah, good for the kids to play and to be inspired and write songs, and you know, hopefully something like a Van Halen comes back and rocks. Some young kid comes with some new shit that's just like, this is undeniable stuff. You know, I'm waiting for that. You know, I don't think it's Greta Van Fleet, but I hope something to the level where there's like good guitar playing for us to go, wow, that dude is ripping, and it's honest. You know, it's not like, oh, he's just doing the same old whatever, like, you know, over to the top stuff. You know, so I'm waiting for that.
I had something I wanted to say too, because the chat got pretty far into David Lee Roth and how he couldn't sing, and like the 2000s and concerts that he went to that he could still sing, or when he was gone. For me personally, I thought Eat 'Em and Smile was fantastic. I thought Skyscraper was great too. After that, for me, that was it. I just thought it was kind of over for him. I think if he'd have kept going, Billy Sheehan and Steve Vai, that band could have just kept on rolling. Even though I didn't like Steve Vai's tone, it was too tinny. It would, you know, hurt your ears. But I loved what he was playing. But I thought all that music was absolutely great. It was just in your face, fast, and all that. But after that, for me, I guess I thought that was it for Dave, because it didn't matter if he could sing her anymore. He wasn't doing Yankee Rose, like, you know, he wasn't doing, you know, Just Like Paradise. I mean, that stopped. That intensity and what was going on, it left, and that was like it for me. You know, because that's kind of the way I look at it. I'm not one to go back and want to see somebody that's super old trying to be in concert, you know, and all that. You know, that's just me.
Dude, I saw Kiss the last time they played here, and I saw Paul Stanley. He kind of wasn't, his voice was shot, but I had a new respect for Gene Simmons. I couldn't believe his bass tone. I'm like, this bass tone is bananas. And he's saying his ass off. Like, he sounds just like the record. And I never even noticed it. Like, wow, I never even paid attention because I was so into Ace Frehley and all that stuff. But I'm like, that dude's like 95 years old, right? How is that? He's old as fuck. And he's out there rocking, right? So it's like old. I feel like old only makes you better. You get better. You don't overplay. You're supposed to be better, you know? And sometimes you can't do what you're supposed to do, but just the fact that you're doing it, you know? But yeah,
there's some people out there. Like, yeah, Angus Young's still doing it. I mean, that's kind of incredible because he's old and he's still doing it. Or I think George Lynch actually plays better now than he ever did. I have a friend that he has a friend that goes down to his house in Texas and actually jams with him. And I've seen some of those, you know, videos of that, like private ones. And his playing is so refined now. He's not trying to just really just kill everything. He's got more melodic. It's smoother. He's got a little space in his playing. I think he's playing better than he ever has. Truthfully.
Yeah. Same before Jeff Beck died. That guy was just like bananas, right? So there's, you know, it's good. I think age is a good thing. You're just getting better, you know. Like, you know, I don't know if you ever been salsa dancing. When you see like an old OG dancing, he's barely moving, but he's throwing the chick around like crazy, like he's just and he's barely moving, like an old, you know, like a kung fu master. He barely does a few moves and he fucks you up. Like you don't waste your energy, you know. So I think that's the real artists are the ones that are just, you know, they just get better and they don't overdo it. They're not trying to do, you know, they save their energy for the good stuff, you know. So yeah, man, I'm not hating on any old people because I'm old, you know.
I'm 10 years older than you are.
Yeah, you got a big old gong behind you. I mean, that's respect. That's power right there.
He's going to have a bigger one in a couple of weeks, too.
I'm 12 days away from having the money saved to get a 38-inch gong. So it's really, I'm scraping it here. People are helping me. Mike Olson sent me money to get a sub today. A couple in front of me didn't want me to know. They paid for my sub when I went to get Mike's sub. So I got 12 days, not a lot of money, but I know this is the only chance I'll be able to get that, because if I have to have a hip replacement, I won't be able to buy anything ever. Even with my insurance, I won't get anything, from what I get, to keep me going. And it takes a long time, and it takes me a long time to save stuff. So, I've always been save up for what is really, really great. I mean, if you got to buy a guitar neck for $800 or $900, and that's going to make that guitar, or you're building something out of like actual Kramer made at the factory parts, and you got to, buy that body for $400 and then do all the work to it and then spend another $500 or $600 to get it painted professionally, then you do that. If it takes you a year to do it, then it does. But, it's that's the way I am. So what, do you sleep with my gong, Chris? This ain't Australia. Akadaka.
I don't have a gong, but I used to have really big bongs back in the day. Big bong.
So now we're hearing computerized, synthesized gong sounds? You got to be kidding me. When I got the real deal right here, it sounds like a toilet. That sounds like a toilet. You guys are going to make...
It's a Zildjian gong, so...
You guys, all right. I won't do it. I won't do it hard, but you guys have to hear what it really sounds like if you're going to pull that kind of crap on me. Oh, God. Shut that thing up.
Holy shit. I gotta turn the volume down. Damn, bro. His dick is a lot bigger than yours, Johnny. You got a little ass dick, Johnny Bean. His shit is big old cock.
Oh my God.
Now the 38 I'm getting is the size of that gong and the stand. That's just the gong. And I'll only have enough
Pascal.
money to buy the gong, not the stand. The stand I have to save up for afterwards. But
you got a 30-inch and Johnny's got a 2-inch. That's what it sounds like. I had to take my fucking headphones off. That shit was so loud. Oh my God. That's crazy.
Oh my gong.
Oh my gong.
Oh my gosh.
I need to get my ass some sleep. Hey, it was nice to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. And sorry for talking too much. I just get excited. Johnny Bean, it's like I see double with his shirt and him. It's two Johnny Beans,
Dude, it was great hanging out today. Let's do it again.
Yeah, man.
I got to come to your studio, man. I've never been to your
I don't have
studio.
it. I'm not doing music right now. I'm kind of just working on Jason stuff and producing another friend of mine. I'm kind of retiring. I got to get a real job. None of this music shit. It doesn't work as much.
That's funny. I didn't hit it very loud. I didn't ring it out. That was maybe half of what it might have done.
So your dick's bigger than that. See,
and that 38, the 38's going to be like the other gong you heard was my 30-inch gong, which is hanging underneath it. That's the one I got in.
You said gong?
In 1978, I ordered that 30-inch. I've had that my entire life.
I thought he said his dong.
Yeah.
No,
because you got a little.
He said it was hanging
Johnny.
behind him. I heard it.
Yeah, little Johnny Dong. Your little dong is nothing compared to his dong. That shit was loud as fuck, dude.
That wasn't even close.
So much bass, and it was just my headphones were just crazy, man. Amazing. That's cool. Well, you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll come back with new music. Maybe we could play it. I'm working on a video right now for him too, another Jason video, like a music video for one of his old songs, and I'm working on all kinds of shit. So I'll keep you guys updated. And if I ever find out Van Halen 5150 cassette,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna share it.
Ah.
Play it, bro. I'll play it on my phone for Johnny. Here's 5 seconds. I'll send you the original fucking video too, Johnny. But don't share it because he's talking shit about.
No.
He talks shit about Johnny Bean. He goes, "You know that Johnny Bean? He's been stalking me." Eddie's just talking shit about Johnny. That motherfucking Andy Summers called me. He put a restraining order. All right. Have a good night, you guys. Take care.
All right. I'll see you later, man.
Nice to talk to you, Dave. Thank you, man.
Likewise. Peace.
Those are my friends. See? Oh my gosh.
There's a comment I liked out here too. Was Wolfgang is kind of like Foo Fighters with like lead guitar, and that's kind of. I always thought Foo Fighters was lacking that lead guitar. They never really had big leads. They had some good music, you know. Some of it was great, and of course, you know, Taylor Hawkins. There's no way I could hang with his drumming for 5 minutes without collapsing. But you know, but I thought that was kind of a cool comparison there. So Wolfgang is bringing that lead guitar back into rock and roll, which is excellent. Yeah.
And it's like I said earlier, I'm glad that he's not just playing his dad's, you know, songs or whatever. You know, it's good to throw that stuff in here and there, but not to be like a Frank Sinatra Jr., you know,
Or
going
even
out there and
worse,
singing the same songs or whatever, you know.
Hank Williams Jr. His life.
Hank Williams Jr. But I think he does different stuff now.
Well, Hank the Third does different, but it took.
But Hank the Fourth.
Hank Jr. It took him a long time. He had to get till he got away from his mother because she wouldn't let him, you know, sing anything else. So it was really rough on him until he finally broke through on his own, and then it was harder to do because he was playing all his dad's stuff. So, you know, that just. So it's nice to see Wolfie being able to do it.
Yes. All right. What time is it? Are you guys okay? I just got told I have to wake up in 6 hours, so I got to go to bed too. Yeah. 40 Grit. Thank you so much, man. And if you buy that Jason Becker guitar, let us know.
I will keep everyone informed.
I've seen the guitar in person, so it's awesome. Ron, Fretworks, good to see you, man.
Thank you for having me again, Johnny.
You're welcome. Thank you guys for all covering the beginning of the show.
Oh man, honor.
I was driving back.
Thanks so much for letting us do that, man.
You're welcome. Pascal, it is now 11:32 p.m. out here in Santa Cruz, which is LA time. It's the same. All right.
Well, they're asking for the giveaway, Johnny. They want your plastic.
Oh, we didn't even. Okay, let's see. We got 61 entries, you guys. How do you share the screen on this thing? I can't even.
Hey, Johnny, I'm gonna bail out. I got to work in the morning.
Okay.
Adios, amigos. I'll see you guys when I see you.
All right, we'll see you, man.
Later.
Take it easy, Mr. Grit.
See ya.
Okay. Enter studio. Oh yeah, I totally forgot the giveaway. Okay, let's present. Yeah, this will be for a 3D printed guitar pick holder in the shape of a cat that looks like a toaster.
Ryan.
Okay. I know that sounds weird, but again, Rocket Gear made this. And it's in my car, so I can't show it to you. But whoever wins this, text me and I will send it to you. Okay? So, and I can't play the drum roll because do you have a drum roll, Ron?
No, just I do, but not on here now.
Do you have a gong on there?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear his crappy ass gong again.
It's a Zildjian.
It's a Zildjian.
Sounds like a toilet flushing.
The winner is Ian's Guitar Shack. Ian's
Hey,
Guitar Shack. You're the winner.
Congratulations, Ian.
You just won a 3D printed cat pick holder that looks like a toaster. Ian's Guitar Shack 3D printed toaster that looks like a cat. Okay, I know that makes no sense, but you won that. So text me. Text my number. I can't even see. Where's the background of this show? I can't even see the backgrounds. Everything is like messed up. All right, there's the phone number right there. 415-952-3263. Text me and I will send that to you. All right. Thank you, man. Thank you, dude. All right. And then, let's see. Thank you, channel members. Thank you for your continued support for this channel and these shows. You guys are awesome. Look at this. Half an hour average view duration tonight. That's bigger than, wow. You know what that means, Robbie? That means the average viewer tonight has watched for 30 minutes. That's huge.
We've been watching for 3 hours and 35 minutes.
And 45 seconds.
Yeah, well, true.
Thank you, Peggy. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Holly, Sky Prop. All of you.
I gotta say, rock on!
Rock on. Rock on. All right. I'll play you guys. You guys haven't... Good night, everybody. You guys have never seen this video. Check this out. I found this the other day. Here's something for you guys to look at. It's like 4 seconds long. You guys will like this, though. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow night for Guitar ASMR. Bye-bye.
Chris Kelly. That way. Chris Kelly. Chris Kelly. Chris Kelly. Oh, you're doing that one?